and shadows in the darkest maze. Footsteps echo in the empty hall. Mysteries waiting on our call. Bigfoot stomping through the pines. Aliens sending secret signs. EVPs in the dead of night. Ghosts dancing in the pale moonlight. Paranormal 411, we bring it to you. Truth behind the veil, gotta pursue you.
Woo.
Well, hello.
Just get into that song every single time.
Yeah, it's a good song. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I know we have a great show tonight.
Yeah.
We do.
Got Mr. Sir Bryan Bowden.
We need to ask him what the sir is, like he was talking about. I'm interested in that now.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, when we was on his show, he let it slip that he is a Knights Templar. So I'm curious and have lots of questions.
Yes.
Lots of questions.
If he can tell them. If he can tell
Well,
them. He
maybe
might
we
be sworn to
kinda-
secrecy.
maybe we could just kind of,
Yeah.
burrow in and just be like, these are not the droids you're looking for, and get those secrets, or something, maybe, I don't know.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Tonight's episode, we're going to be exploring the unknown with Sir Bryan Bowden. He's internationally known. Oh, he got the button. He's internationally known for researching and investigating UFO encounters, dogman sightings, Sasquatch investigations, consciousness studies, and remote viewing. Bryan also shares decades of firsthand. This is telling how old he is, right? Decades of firsthand experiences exploring the unexplained. So, as the founder of the New York State UFO Project, the New York State Sasquatch Organization, and New York State Dogman Project, Bryan has dedicated his life to uncovering mysteries beyond the ordinary. So, we might also discuss his hit show. It is a hit, Third Eye Live, Paranormal Disclosure, Hidden Knowledge, and the strange phenomena that continue to challenge reality itself.
Yes.
So we will bring Sir Bryan to the stage. How you doing?
Uh-oh.
You're muted.
I'm doing pretty good. I have my Roadcaster, so I put those in or whatever else, especially when Greg's around.
I don't know. I don't know what all I got on mine here. Let's see.
That's a good jam right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the, like, if you want to censor, what the
on its skin, or else gets the hose again.
oh, that's another one.
Really gets out again.
Sorry. I actually met the girl that was in the hole from that movie.
Really?
Yeah. We went to see a friend of ours' son was doing a play off Broadway in Manhattan, and it was him and this woman. It was like mother son thing, and it was really good. And as we're walking under the catacombs of New York to get out, she walked by, and as she, we're talking to her, you were great, everything was, she was really nice. She walked past us about 50 yards, went around a corner, and my buddy goes, Silence of the Lambs? Yeah. He goes, that's the girl that was in the hole. And I'm like, you tell me now, I could do 25 minutes with her. In the basket, or otherwise she gets the hose. I'm sure she hears it all the time.
All the time, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, good to be here. Thank you very much for having me on. It's good to see everybody in chat, and I love the 411 Productions. And I love hanging out with you guys. I mean, it's fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're fun too. It's always a blast. I told David, I said, man, we're gonna have a funny show tonight. I know.
Oh, it's gonna be good stuff. Yeah, love is love, as you showed me earlier. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm all right. It's the summer. I'm dreading going. I have to go back to New York, shitty for a little bit. Gotta go. I have an apartment there. I've been trying to sell, and I got to take care of some stuff. And then I have to meet with a buddy of mine because I'm trying to develop a program, a cryptid show. And when knock on fake wood. Let me get some wood here. If I do get it, I'm definitely coming to see you two and Paul and Blondes and Booze and Greg and all these. I want all of us to. It's our turn now. I mean, we sit in the crappy woods, and we go out when it's hot or it's cold or it's wet or it's muddy, and there is nothing like the smell of wet leaf litter all over your body. It's just horrific.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I want to do more something cryptid, but what I have more to the program, and no one's ever done this, and it's not just going to be, ooh, did they get something? I want to get something, and I want to capture stuff. But I also want to have fun doing it. I want it to be entertaining, so people go, that's a great show.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I do my show. Everybody's doing, and when you went in with the ghost, did you make the flashlight go off? It's all these interviews, and I'm like, I had someone come in going, you don't know how to do an interview. And I said, I'm not doing an interview. I'm just, talking, like as if we were hanging out in that restaurant in Townsend,
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it's like. It's hanging out at a bar, hanging out at a fire. All those hours we wait for something to happen. And 99% of the time, nothing does. We're just, pardon the expression, shooting the shit, and we're just having fun or doing jokes and whatever. That's what it's about.
Right.
Yeah. And you guys, I mean, I want Coochie Booger 2, Coochie Booger 3, Coochie Booger Electric Boogaloo, Coochie Booger the Forbidden Dance. I want more of that. I definitely, and I'm, if things work out and I please Lord get rid of my car, those lawyers to work, and I get something different, I definitely wouldn't mind coming back up to hang out, say hi, and I just want to see it, type of thing. So
absolutely, anytime you want to come up, you just come on up and we got you. And like I said, it's not far from my house or Jason's house. I mean, it's just right here.
Have you got Jason may not have done it. You may not have done it, but I'm going to ask it. Have you ever done any type of native I guess rituals or like a sweat lodge, or I mean, I know you're not going to do the ghost dance because that would freak the fuck out of people. that would just right. Jason comes in. What are you doing with those? What are you doing with those antlers? Come here. What are you going to do? Here's your breast and hang you from. Yeah, we're not going to do the ghost dance, but I was thinking maybe like trying, like maybe you guys can do this actually on your own, like a drum circle, like and get some of that roots going that was there for so long, and seeing what comes out of it, because that would be interesting.
That would be, and kind of because of what you talked about when we was on your show not too long ago, I think we've got a lot more people since this movie came out, a lot more people that even live on the road currently are wanting to come forward and talk to us.
That's awesome.
And so if we could get more of that, and then do like what you was talking about when we was on your show, maybe 2, 3, 4 days of us going out there and doing different investigations and stuff.
Yep.
And maybe being able to have different investigators with us, like you and stuff like that. And try different techniques and then put all of that in the film. I
Yeah.
think that'd be
I mean, just think about it, right? Because you got the road going in, you got the back end coming in, and you kind of want to sandwich whatever it is together and say, like, okay, I want to know your experience. And then I would probably do an investigation. This is just my 2 cents thinking about it. I would try to do it when there's going to be a full moon. Definitely do an investigation, no matter if it's raining or not, you know, whatever. And I do it days before, days after, and then maybe that middle full moon, let's see what happens type of thing. But then you get some opinions, and then it's seriously, it's Coochie Booger 2, it's Coochie Booger 3. Maybe you come down to Miami, it's Coochie Booger Vice, you know. It's kidding, whatever. It is really fascinating. And especially I give all the people that were being interviewed by you guys a lot of credit for coming forward, because it is really hard to come forward. Especially and I'm not saying it's hugely small, but that's a small area,
very
small town, and everybody sees you on it. And then what happens is some people are like, wow, he's weird, and other people are like, I should talk to them. No, seriously, you get both ends of it type of thing. But I think you guys did a fantastic. It was well put together. Everything was great. You got bravo. You know, I mean, yeah, it was seriously. I really loved it. I wanted more. I wanted another hour and a half, 2 hours.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this next one's definitely going to be more towards the feature film length. You know, I think we could do hour and a half, 2 hours probably.
And then what you do after you do an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you have that one, and maybe you do another one, what you do is maybe you put it on a DVD, and then you put some of the outtakes, the fun stuff, and you do it the 411 director's cut, Paranormal 411 director's cut.
There you go.
And it's just fun stuff. You know, I literally could see Greg Ogle sitting over there at that freaking well. Like, Greg, what have you discovered? You know, like, was there anything weird? Well, I'll tell you, I was out here, and all of a sudden, I just had this feeling. That's what Greg would do. That's going to be an outtake. But I really appreciated that. Yeah, that was really great. But I appreciate being on here. I am a Knights Templar, yes. I can tell you if you want to join one, you can. It's easily done. You have to go through the Masonry path. And no, we are not the Illuminati. No, we do not sacrifice anyone. No, we do not worship Satan. I mean, none of that stuff takes place.
My grandfather was a 32nd degree Mason.
That is me.
Yeah.
I am 32. I probably will never get 33 because it's more charity. You know, if you donate enough money or you do something really good for somebody. Yeah, I went, and then there's different branches of the tree. So there's Scottish Rite, York Rite, and then, but I don't subscribe to what I was kind of raised in as a knight. I was knighted. I subscribe more to the spirituality and the path that the true Knights Templars, which were when they went from France into the Middle East to protect Christians and what have you, they were able to meet with you don't have to join them. Fine.
They wanted all fun stuff, you know.
Everybody in there is, everybody I know is 100% God-fearing. A lot of them are Christians, and we have a lot of one of my brothers is a Catholic priest. But when they went to protect the Christians, they met with a couple of the I'm going to call them magi. There's a specific group that in the nomadic cultures, and they taught them alchemy, and they taught them some of the secrets of that. And it's now what Jesus or Yeshua was teaching you is you are in control of your life, and you have a direct connection to God, and enlightenment is what you should seek. And we don't as you seek more and more enlightenment, you're able to do things that you never thought you'd be able to do. We only use a small portion of our brain, but imagine if we went to 5%, 10 or 50. I mean, like, there is no ends to what you can imagine we'd be able to do. We may be able to travel interdimensionally. We may be able to go through material, float, whatever. So don't, it's just part of the education process. Alchemy, changing stuff into gold, and what the ritual is. But yeah, everybody, look, it's your path. I'm not trying to convince you to join it. I could tell you straight up. I know that I've had a couple friends do tarot cards reading on me. I've had several of them, and like the 3-card, boom, 1, 2, and 3, not past, present, and future, but who's your enemy, who's your protector, and who's always around you. And I got God as my protector, and Archangel Michael. They're both always around me, and my enemy has always been the devil, and that has happened numerous times. And I have no problems about if I ever had the power and ability to just take the devil out and his minion. But that's above my pay grade. Yeah.
Talking about some of that, so I guess Scott Walter is also a Knights Templar.
Yes, he is. He's a brother.
Have you watched his latest video about the Yeshua scrolls?
I watched a little bit of it. I'm actually, if all goes well, I may be meeting with him because he is a fraternal brother. He's some of my close brothers have had him on their broadcasts. They've had Tim Hogan on, who's the Grand Master of Knights Templar, and there's like 25 different versions of Knights Templar. But he is the one that follows what the true Knights Templars have been doing from the beginning. And Scott Walter, and what's his name? Randall Carlson. He's also a brother Mason. I've talked with him briefly. That is really interesting, what he's coming forward with, the Yeshua scrolls. That was found in upstate New York.
I was actually voted in, so I didn't get blackballed. So I was able to start the trials. My problem was I started truck driving, and I never had the time to come in to.
So technically, you are still a brother, and you can go back to the lodge, and if you have a little bit more time, it's just a lot of memorization. And then it's basically memorization, paying bills, doing charity, like who are we giving money to this week, and then hanging out with the guys.
Right. Well, I was an under 18 Mason as a kid. Ooh. So I was in the Demolay.
Yes, okay. And if you know all that, you're good. I'm just going to say it that way. I wasn't in the Demolay. But what's really interesting is Jacques.
What the hell's a Demolay? I don't know.
It's for Jacques Demolay, Grand Master of the Priory of, I believe, Zion. He's the Grand Master of Knights Templar, and he took one for the team, and they literally roasted him at the spit alive for 3 days. So they make like young kids. It's kind of like Boy Scouts, but on the Masonic side, and Girl Scouts on the Masonic side would be called Rainbows.
Rainbows, yeah. They actually had a dance one time with us and the Rainbow Girls.
Yeah.
And all that.
It's really weird and interesting, and but yeah, I've never met a person that has been with it, in the Demolay, a young kid. They've always are just really fine young men, and they really have their head straight, and they're aware of what's going on. Most of them do become Freemasons after a while, because the leap from one to the other it's like stupid. It's ridiculous. Like you'd be like, really? That's all I got to do? Yeah. And it's good. It's just, I didn't grow up with that stuff. My father's uncles were 33s. So they were up there. They were very well known. And I've always been interested in it because I like history.
Yes.
Down the line. So technically, George Washington is a brother and would be treating me as a brother, and my family as brother or family because of that brotherhood. The problem we have is the internet there's one apple in a barrel will destroy the entire barrel after a while. So they got a couple of people who do stupid things, and the next thing you know, they're Satanists. They're doing this, and then their excuse is, "Well, you're just not high enough to know." I'm like, no, 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 no. Seriously, we have people that joined the Mystery of the Universe, and they go, "This is what you do here," and they're like, "Yeah," and they don't come back because they think it's something magical.
Yeah,
it can be. We have really great conversations on esoterica, which it's interesting. It does have a parallel to a lot of the cryptids we interact with, how they convert from one form to another, the flesh and blood to the interdimensional, whatever, the mysticism side of it, which is really, really interesting. And then you get into what's his name, Aleister Crowley, and him doing the Egyptian rite, which no one does anymore. He did another rite that was stopped purposely because it gets dangerous, and he literally opened a portal and immediately closed it, and was pretty much crying because he was scared out of his mind.
Wow.
So you get Aleister Crowley doing stupid things, and then the next thing you know, like, oh, you're all evil, and I'm like, nah, we're not, but whatever. You only give away $6 million a day, help children with cancer and all this other stuff to get cured.
My, like I said, my grandfather was a 32nd degree Mason, and but the Shriners help more people than about anybody. And my little brother was able to survive and live the life that he did because of the Shriners, because his stomach was attached to his esophagus, wasn't attached to his stomach. It was attached to some other organs. And as a baby, they had to go in and reattach that properly. And then till the age of was 3 or 4 years old, maybe 5 years old, before he could have the final surgery where they could expand it. Until then, he had to have all of his food was purified pretty much, because it was too small of an opening.
Yeah, but people don't realize how much that we do. There's the Shriners Hospital. There's a Danny, what's his name? A Thomas Masonry. Literally give $6 million away. I'm gonna probably around that number for medical care for parents that are coming out of town. They'll take care of you. You'll get there. No one owes you. You don't owe them anything, and then they help you out when you're having a really bad day, like for your parents. He is still very interesting, and he is a genius, Crowley. A little bit weird, but a genius. But this is all about
weird.
yeah. But we started something called the Second Masonic Book Club, where we got brothers from all over the state. I'm actually, even though I'm born and raised in New York, I was in New Jersey, and there you go, Cindy. And we pray for everybody every day. We have prayer scrolls, and we just make sure you guys are, there's nothing like seeing a child, ill, even if you never had children. I mean, I have two. I understand. I feel that. I know exactly how stressful it can be when you're going through it as, a parent. But the esoteric side was great, because we would bring people in and we would talk about different mysteries. We talk about alchemy. And I still, hey, Jamie, I'd love to learn how to turn stuff into gold. Can we turn these into gold right now? Their keys, or this mic stand, or Jason and David's, microphone. Just turn them into gold.
I didn't know that the Shriners were the same thing as.
Yeah, it's just a branch off Masons. Yeah,
wow.
Shriners
they call them appended bodies.
They do a lot of cool stuff.
Oh, they do.
Ride these go-karts in the parades.
Yeah, they got the Shriner circus. I mean, got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I try to get recruited by them all the time. The Shriners, like, hey, you want to join? And I'm like, do I get a car? And they're like, oh no, you got to buy one. I'm like, nope. I said, what about tickets to the circus? Oh, we don't have them anymore. Why? Because all these people were helped to stop the circus. I'm like, what good are you?
What are you
But
doing
those
now?
little cars are really cool, though. You
They
know?
are, and they know how to drive them.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they do. And I mean, they wear the fez hats, which are, you look a little bit
Yes.
weird, but yeah, it's like a really bad episode of Indiana Jones. You know,
Have
whatever.
you have you
Yeah.
heard that Ray Stevens song? Do you know who Ray Stevens is?
The name sounds familiar.
The Shriners. He done a song called The Shriners, I believe. And they were having this convention, I think in Las Vegas, and one of the Shriners, they was known for partying, from what the song says, and he was calling one of them and on the phone, and he answered the phone and revved his motorcycle up because he had his motorcycle in his hotel room.
That's great.
So it was. He said, "Coy, don't answer the phone, Bowden." But it was just wild parties. I don't know.
I will tell you, yeah. It's not necessarily like wild parties where, hookers and coke, pardon the expression. It is a lot of drinking, a lot of cigar smoking, playing pool, hanging out, and they definitely enjoy their libations. I'm always driving, so I don't. But some of the cool things, if you're into the paranormal, I'll be investigating one on the 20th of this month. My lodge has many apparitions in it, ghosts. And I've seen full body apparitions several times there. One of our brothers, this guy, Zach, who is a great guy, he has passed away, and he interred his ashes in our lodge. So we have them upstairs in the library. Scares the crap out of some people. They don't like, I'm not going upstairs. But I always say hello to Zach. But he appears every once in a while, watches over, and you can see him. We have like an upper section, there's a long room, and then there's like a seating area up high in the next level, and he's up there with the apparition. And when I tell you there's a full body apparition there, like I saw it walking outside and like in a doorway where no one walks ever. And I went out and literally under 3 seconds, I was like, who the hell is that? It was gone. So
will they let you investigate the place?
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what? You can totally ask the brothers, say, hey, we do this. We'd love to investigate your lodge. And then what we do is we'll come back to the lodge when you meet, and you will be the entertainment, the show for that night, and you'll show what you found. So yeah, they do it all the time. There's a lodge in upstate New York that I got invited to investigate with another group up there, full moon, and they kind of like, oh, you're gonna be here. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're a full Mason. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna have a problem, folks. You guys are. They hear things because there is a lot of energy in those locations. And yeah, you can go investigate. I believe there's a few lodges in near you guys, and you can ask them.
Loudon.
Yeah, we have one here in Loudon.
Well, is that the one that you were part of, David?
Yep.
Or
that was the one that I had not been blackballed. They actually voted me in.
Right. So
and,
just go back to them. Hi, how are you? Yeah, it's been a while, but I was truck driver. I'm kind of on the retirement end, so I'm definitely going to be coming back. Just let them know, whatever. You could drag Jason with you because you may get a good meal out of it. And say, hey, we do investigations as well. Would it be all right if we investigated the lodge one night, and then we'll come back and show you the evidence? And they'll be like, yeah, that's not a problem. There's nothing crazy there.
Yeah,
nothing at all.
They took me for a tour of the place and stuff when I went in and all that stuff.
Golden statues and Egyptian hieroglyphics everywhere. No, none of that.
That would be the Scottish Rite, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, not here. I'll tell you though, it will. it would amaze you the way that it's set up. Because it's set up in a way that you would never have thought. I mean, it's normal by all means, but you know the way that the room and how the seats are all set and everything like that. You know, so yeah.
It's interesting because, like you said, David, you're not. It's actually really important because when you go on an investigation, you guys go on investigation. Something's happened to a, you know, whatever. Let's say it's ghost. It's, you know, it's doing this, it's doing that, whatever. You have to get the lay of the land first and figure it out and figure out where's the energy coming? What's the north of that? What's the south of that? What's like going on east and west? And once you get that overlay, then you can tackle your process of investigating and maybe, you know, getting it out or whatever it is. So it's really weird. It's really interesting and the history of these things are that spoke the head of the box. I have no idea. The Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. You know, but it's you'll be surprised how haunted these places are because a lot of these people did not have families, or back in the day when it was a one-person working thing, women were tending to the family and the children. There's a lot of energy that was put into these lodges and a lot of love. So sometimes people they go there, you know, and they just hang out when they pass away. They felt more comfortable there. So, but you may meet, you know, one of the things too is you may meet some people that are members that will also help you get into other places you may want to go, but you were having a hard time getting into.
We've had a few of those here because of the Bible Belt. It's things are sometimes seen as
evil,
you know, evil or demonic. Everything's got to have this demonic setting to it, and they have a hard time separating a lot of this stuff out, you know, around here, especially I'll say around here.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're reading the good book or the gospel, anything that's not Jesus and God and just, you know, whatever is demons and evil. That's how it is. So they're being true to their religion. I give them credit for it, but sometimes you have to separate things, you know, one for the other.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
I think I think Jason does too, but we think that, you know, when it comes to demonic possessions and all that stuff, that's rare, very rare. You might get infestations and all the other stuff that goes along with it, but you know, to me, just because crazy things start happening doesn't mean that there's a demon living in your house, you know.
No.
And around here, that's the first thing everybody goes to. Oh, don't be messing with that kind of stuff because you're just going to bring those things to you. You know, it's like
100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you know, like let's go back to your last production. You get reports of a dogman, you get reports of a Bigfoot, but there's also this darkness and it has a really weird voice and people will say, well, what is that? That's demonic. Not necessarily, because before God created the heaven and the earth, and you know, when the earth was void and black, there was no light there. There are other entities that were living here before God said, nope, I am the God. You know, and these are my people, and you know, they're above you, meaning humanity. So you had the jinn, the DJIN, I believe, living here, and they are notorious for pretending to be something demonic or evil. But another thing you have is ask souls instead of assholes, ass souls. And those are people that are just, you know, they were a-holes in life and they didn't catch the train to the light, and they're gonna yeah, I'm gonna mess with you and you and you, and I'm going to jump you. So I'm going to have some more liquor down at the store. And that's what they do. So,
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
Well,
don't get me wrong. A couple of years ago, there was this energy that I was feeling was very evil, demonic, satanic. It was, you could feel it. And I mean, I had one of my friends, she's Lenape, and I think part Cherokee, Cisco. She was on my show. And I was getting some really weird things. I was seeing on my odometer was 666, the reading, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I would see it in my emails had 666 in it, like right there. I don't send me an email, folks. I have over 500,000 emails I have yet to read, and I'm not going to. I swear to God.
Your AI assistant will help you. Don't it'll summarize.
I don't need them to summarize the shit. If you know what, if you got my digits, that's how it's important to me, you know. But so I was seeing this, and then when I saw the 666 on my odometer, the last numbers, and it was both. This was crazy. You know, you have the odometer for the overall car, and then another odometer, and they both said 666.
wow.
And I was feeling this negativity. I was seeing negative things and very satanic actions taking place and whatever globally. And my car, when I saw that, I parked over at the school to go do something for my daughter. And of course, the car wouldn't turn over. So I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on here? And I don't know about, today is 666, by the way. So just think about that. Here we go. You know, so what I do on social media for the most part is when I was on TikTok, and I've gone through so many, I go there, but I don't go there that much anymore. If I see something I like, I'll try to heart it and bookmark it, or share it. But sometimes I run out of space or I'm doing something quick. So I subscribe to somebody. Very rarely will I interact with people I don't know on social media like TikTok. You don't know who the hell it is. So I'm getting all this evil feeling and this evil vibe. And I get a message from someone on TikTok, and they look Middle Eastern. They look evil in their photo, and their photo reminds me of, if you've ever seen the Twilight Zone show, the original one. My favorite episode is The Howling Man, where a guy goes into a monastery in Europe, comes across, they don't want him staying there, but they have to take him in. It's storming out, meets another guy being held in captivity behind a door, and the only thing holding him in place is a staff of truth. So it's kind of like a cane, right? And that's it. And he's like, well, if you just slide open the door, and eventually he listens to the guy, he gets blown back, and the guy transforms into the devil. So the monastery caught the devil by the tail, but you can never keep him. That's the phrase. And you watch his face change into the devil, and that's exactly what this face on this TikTok account looked like. That's one. And two, the name of the account was A Star.
Okay.
You know how significant that is Lucifer was the morning star.
Yep.
Are you following with the connections, right?
Yep.
So he's like, hey, sorry, it took a while for me to get in contact with you. I'm like, okay. And we happen to have a mutual person I know. I'm like, I don't even remember messaging this guy. And I have a photographic memory. I would have remembered. So we're going back and forth. And at one point he goes, well, he didn't like what I was saying. I said, well, you can do whatever you want. You know, I'm very cordial, but like, do what you need to do, whatever. And he's like, well, off with your head then. So I have a Muslim gentleman who was in the Middle East currently, threatening to cut my head off.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, this is good. Sent that over to a couple of buddies of mine that work in the government. I said, I'm not liking this, whatever. And the energy of that, again, Satan, the devil, good and evil, was still prevalent. And I was like, I started praying a little bit more, talking to God. So I needed a break. I don't normally watch TV. So I went into my office and I sat down. I said, I want to watch something that makes me feel good, not all these like horror things. So I put on an old movie called Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines. They played two Chicago cops. It's a hysterical movie. It's really good. Go watch it. But
Billy Crystal, it had to be funny.
Oh, it is super. It's about two cops that had enough. They said, the hell with this. They go on vacation to Florida or the Keys, and eventually they're going to try to buy a bar and retire. But it's kind of like the movie 48 Hours, if you ever watched, with Eddie Murphy. Action and comedy. It's good. There's one scene, and I remember sitting here watching it. It was about 10 something at night. The scene is the camera pulls in and it's going down a big cross. There's a big cross in Chicago. This is where it takes place. And it's a huge outside sign. And it says, Jesus saves on it, on the strip. They pull back from that. And now they're on the street and they're coming in and they're coming towards these guys walking up the street. 3 guys. So it's Billy Crystal, Gregory Hines, and another actor there. And they zoom into him, and it cuts to them. And then when they pull back from that thing, those 3 are walking in front of the 666 lounge. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I need a break from this. I need, I don't normally get the treats or anything like that. Yes, I'm a big boy, but it's pretty much eating real food, not potatoes. It's like, I'll have another piece of steak, that type of stuff. I put the thing on pause and I said, I'm going to run out. And if you come out of my area, I live in a gated community, and it's not prison. I put up a couple of days back.
Big fits. No.
Yeah.
Bob Wire.
Go take a piss. Yeah, it's not prison. So
Gotta
when you
hit a
come
button.
out of my community, you go down the block. On the left side is a racetrack gas station. Raceway racetrack. So I pull in, I back into my spot, and I'm on the side of the building and this is 10:30 at night, by the way. And I'm sitting there and I'm getting my stuff, and I see this guy. He's wearing like Porsche style sunglasses, those Ray-Bans, aviators, and they're mirrored, and he's wearing a blood red shirt, African American guy. And he's sitting on the outside. And I noticed him right off the bat. Something I was like, why the hell are you wearing sunglasses? It's night, 10:30. So I get in my car and I start walking in.
I wear my sunglasses
at night. Yeah. So as I'm walking into this place, he goes, "Excuse me," with a smile on his face. I can only describe it as not a genuine smile. It was a little bit more like, I'm gonna mess with you right now. I go, yes. He goes, "Can I get to the Bright Line from here?" Bright Line's a train system, Amtrak, whatever. I said, "Yeah, if you go down that road, you can get to the Bright Line." He goes, "Oh, I can walk down that road?" With a smile. And I'm like, "No, man, you got to drive or take a bus." And he's looking at me, and I'm getting this like this. I know exactly who the fuck you are. Pardon the French. And I knew, and I'm going to say it straight up, I was talking directly to the devil that night. I swear to you that man was the devil. And there was this little smile on his face, like, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, you gotta take a bus." And I'm like, I went in, I got a Fanta orange drink. No, 2 of those, 2 Fanta orange drinks. was like buy one, get one. And then I bought a Twinkie, which I haven't had in forever.
Gotta have a Twinkie.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to last with you forever, so you might as well just keep it, you know.
Right.
And I go up to register, and the bill comes out, and the total is
666.
$6.66.
Did you just go ahead and get a piece of bubble gum and just add it to it? Just like,
No, I was like, I literally stood there and I looked at it, and the woman's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay," because I know who protects me. And I said, "Yeah, oh, you want to play a fucking game? Fuck you." Pardon the French. And I was like, "I'm not stopping." And I walked out that side entrance, and that guy was almost like laughing, like that coy or whatever the hell that. And I was like, "Yeah, I know who you are. You can go to hell. You're not getting me." There's
Like
not
the old
enough.
man, like the old man off Poltergeist.
Yeah.
The old. Is that how he looked? Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm telling you that man was the devil. And I was like, I went back, watched the movie, and I prayed that night, and I really did pray that night, more so. I asked for protection around me, just like I do when I go into a paranormal investigation. And I'm trying to deal with this stuff. I can't talk to anybody about it because no one believes you. And my buddy Cisco, who was on my show a couple of weeks ago, she goes, "What's going on, Bowden?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" She goes, "They're telling me that you need to, keep the faith, start praying a little bit more. You got to clean, you got to cleanse." She's done that to me several times out of the blue. I posted one thing. I met the devil tonight, and he can go to hell. That's what I posted. And people thought, probably thought, oh, he's joking, he's crazy. Let me tell you something. When I'm telling you, when you meet somebody like this, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can feel it. It is the craziest thing in the world.
And that's something though you just brought up. In today's society, we're I won't say we, because most people who listen to shows like this and stuff probably a little bit more open to things and to their feelings. But I think that most people are so dead to their senses, and I mean your true senses. When you go somewhere and you get that feeling, and I've had it quite a few times in my life, and I learned that when I had that feeling, I just went ahead and left, and it saved me a lot in the long run. And I, do you think that there's a lot of people out there though that they would feel it, but they wouldn't understand it, or they would just dismiss it as whatever?
I definitely feel that people they'd feel like something's off, but the way the world works now is all they got to do is, if they're talking to something demonic or evil or whatever it is, and the evil thing is controlling a bunch of others, and they know that I'm feeling off or whatever, or that kid or the person today in this world, they go, oh, they get somebody up to, oh, you're probably just sensing nothing, and or don't you want to join us? We're all going. They would do stuff like that, and they would throw away that God-given ability, like your head, you're like that gut feeling, like I need to go, and then before they know it, they've been overruled and taken. I mean, you guys, like, there's an aura that comes off of people that these entities know, like, oh, this one ain't going to be, this isn't going to be easy. This is not an easy run. So they're not going to go to you, Jason, because you just be like there, like this, like you're doing right now. Like, come on, fucker. And like, I had a bad day. My wife pissed me the hell off today, and she's worse than you. Let's go. Or and the same thing with you do. It's just a certain presence you bring, and when you have a certain energy, they see it and they can't. Good prevails all the time. But kids today, they don't. I just had this conversation. They don't want any link. They don't want to have any grandma, grandpa's furniture or clothing or pictures or anything. All they want is a phone, Wi-Fi, a sofa, and maybe a TV set. That's it. And then what happens? They have no family. They've disregarded their family. Because let's face it, folks, family can be positive and negative. We all have asshole family members. Yeah. Like, when did you become a prick type of thing? And then so now they have no family. So what did they do? Or they don't want to be involved in their family. So they blow it off. And then a few years later, while everybody's going out for, happy Thanksgiving, or, Christmas or some kind of family get together, and they don't have it because they blew it off, then they go to their analyst, psychiatrist. And I think 99% of those people that work with psychology and psychiatry are influenced by not the best things. And then they get drugs, and then they complain, well, I have no family life. What am I supposed to do? I'm like, but you made that decision. Right. So these are the people that are just going to go along with it. Like I said, we're going to live in a society where, when my kids were younger, there's a lot of good soul family members. Like, I think I'm looking at two of them right there, because I don't think I knew we were, it just feels that way. Like when you connect with people and you guys are just like, there's a connection. Like before we came back down to this crap hole called Earth, we're like, listen, I'm going to meet you a little bit later. You two are going to hook up first. Dave's going to have a Bigfoot encounter over there, and you're going to be like, I don't believe any of this bullshit. And then you're going to have an experience, and you're going to like, okay, maybe some of this bullshit's real. And then we'll all meet. But I think that's how it works. And I think a lot of the people we see in chat, and we're constantly over and over again, and they're there because they're also somewhere connected in the soul family ring, and but there's some people that would sell their soul for Wi-Fi, or fame. And you know what?
Fame and fortune nowadays with these influencers and all this stuff that's going on.
Yeah,
I think there would be.
Do you not think that's
the crossroads when you met the devil? Would have been trying to sell you that fame and fortune.
Do you not believe that some people have already done that? I mean, for real, sold their soul?
100%.
Yeah, I do.
I believe they, and a lot of them are in the entertainment field.
Mm-hmm.
I have two daughters, and they're like, oh, I love The Weeknd, and that guy's evil. That guy's pure evil. Andrea, what's it? Got her first name, Grande. Yeah, Ariana. That's it. Stunningly beautiful young lady, and in her music, she actually sings "Help Me, Satan." It's on her albums. It's really interesting if you look at I think it's Taylor Swift or Katy Perry. Taylor Swift. I think it's her. She looks exactly like Anton LaFay, the starter of the Church of Satan's wife. If you put them up and you put it together, she's like the spitting image of that woman. And who's to say that woman didn't come back? And what's a great way to capture the minds and the imagination of the young people? Music.
Yeah.
So I totally, even Bob Dylan has said he sold his soul to the devil for fame. I'm not selling him shit. I'm not doing it. I'm on my last run, not having to come back. So I'm not messing that up. I mean, it's been tough at times. Let me tell you something. This go around, I don't know about you guys, Jason and David, but this isn't the life that they told us we'd be living growing up. Because you guys work hard, put that time in, we have work ethic, and where's, you know, the good pay? Where's the money? Where's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they sold us a freaking fantasy. If you
Yes.
just put in the time and you stay there, you're gonna notice, and you're gonna no. Now they just like there's no loyalty, and there's nothing. I mean, like I'm loyal to a fault. I'm a Cancer on the zodiac, so technically, say again.
I said my wife's a Cancer.
Okay, so we're karma. I'm gonna say it straight up. We are literally living karma, because, and you'll probably get this. You do something stupid, and she's like, she knows, and it's like, it's really weird. But when you're a Cancer, she notices everything. She may not say everything. She knows what's going on. And when you mess up, it's not even "I told you so." It's just she makes you feel it. You know, I'm just saying. But that's what it's about, in general. And yeah, people, you work your ass off, and I got sent back to zero more times than I even care to admit.
My wife puts boom on there.
There it is.
Boom.
Yep. Be Cancers. I'm telling, she'll even say, I'm telling you, I heard that from someone, and they're like, "Oh, you're a Cancer?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're karma. You're karma in the flesh." And it's happened to numerous people, because I'll give you a chance. I give you another, you know, I'm going to give you some chances. And when you don't, I don't even say bye. It's kind of like, what's his name? Was it Curly? See ya. Bye. You know, like in Tombstone, bye. It's no matter of fact. So, I mean, what do you, it's interesting because of the movie that Greg put out, The Vanished.
Yes.
And the area where you guys live.
Yep.
What is the relationship to, yeah, you have the feral people there, but what about the satanic groups that are there? Is it like known or not?
No, I mean, when
We
it comes
do-
to stuff like that, they're pretty underground, I think, because you don't really hear a lot about it.
Oh, okay.
Back when I was younger, probably in my teens or early teens, there was the church put out. I used to go to church quite a bit.
Yep.
They put out a warning to all the blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids, because these groups were, you know, kidnapping them or whatever and doing rituals with them for some reason. This was around here, and I don't know.
I just remember the satanic panic of the
Yeah,
late 80s, early 90s, and all that stuff. You know, your rock and roll is bad, and it's crazy.
Evil
I
music.
I love
I
rock and roll.
buried Paul.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's yeah. I was just thinking about it, because where I lived in New York, I lived just under. I was in the Bronx, and then we had Yonkers, and across from where I lived is the park. Well, it's Inwood area, and that's where we stole, or they stole Manhattan Island. Literally, I can take you to the exact spot where we're like, "Hey, we'll give you a couple of these pieces of plastic, and you'll give us all this land." Okay. We screwed people out of that, whatever it was. Not we, myself, but and we used to go over the bridge or across the bridge to Manhattan through the railroad tracks with our keg, and we'd party over in the woods there. And they'd have maybe 100 plus yards from us would be the devil worshippers, and they're dancing, and they got the ram head and whatever. And one night, this new guy came, like, "What's going on over there?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just devil worshippers." He's like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "No." And we're drinking, like, "Don't worry about it. They'll leave you alone." And you know, they sacrifice like animals and whatever. And he couldn't leave him alone. He was probably a little bit lit. And he started, "You freaks, fuck freaks." He's screaming at him. So they stopped and they started chasing us. And we were like, "Oh, this is gonna suck." But north
It's
of us,
the person that with the keg.
we
did you
left.
leave?
The keg
Oh,
was
yeah.
left. Yeah. We had a keg and a couple of beer balls. Beer balls are really cool. Except for Matt's beer ball, because it tastes like plastic. And we each one of us wrote a letter to the company like, "You may want to change your slogan to Matt's. It tastes like plastic." Yeah, it tastes like plastic. Just north of us was a place called Undermeyer Park in Yonkers. And that's where the Son of Sam was a member of a satanic cult. And I believe there's more than one Son of Sam. So that's David Berkowitz. There's a connection between David Berkowitz's cult and what's his name? Charles Manson and the murders. There's a satanic connection to the whole thing. But something of interest is where I live, it's my building, and then down this hill was a sister building owned by the same people. So when Son of Sam was going, you know, the 44 caliber killer in New York, you know, long hair and whatever, they were killing people. He said he was going to move to the Bronx and he's going to start hunting there. And one day, a friend of ours, they lived in the other building. Their mother was coming in with groceries. Now, you've never lived in an apartment building before. You can go in through the main entrance, but sometimes you go through the side entrance because it's, you know, it bypasses all the crap and you can just get to the elevators. So she's coming in the side entrance, see the elevator door closing. She goes, "Please wait, hold the elevator." Hand comes out and holds the elevator. So she gets in the elevator and sees the superintendent of the building and this really nice young man that's looking at apartments. And the next day she came back and like, that was the Son of Sam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
And then a couple of years back, I came into the neighborhood and I've never seen so many cops all over the place, from Broadway area all the way up to where I am. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And they have one of those big tents and the power generators and the lights. And I'm like, something bad just happened. So across from my house is the Henry Hudson Bridge. And no, it didn't just stop actually overly. It went different areas, and it's the same group that was doing some of it. But so I'm going to walk my dog. We get back, I park the car, I come out, and I live near a bridge, or used to live near a bridge. I live in Florida now. Amen for the free state. And I see a cop car coming up the wrong way on the street. I'm like, "Hey guys, what the hell's going on?" He goes, "None of your business." You know, you gotta get that New York. None of your business. So I just happen to know that the number 3 cop in New York City is in our building, and I go, "Hey, what the heck's going on?" He goes, "Oh, on the other side of the bridge underneath, they found a naked woman dead, and she was posed, and they had rose petals around her. So we had a serial killer in the area." So you never know. Evil is everywhere. That's what I was wondering, because of people going missing, and you could always blame the feral people, but
well, that
it's
would make a good cover too, wouldn't it? If you're going to do it right. Oh, the feral people are doing it, or Bigfoot's doing it, or whatever it is. But
or in case of your area, freaking bears are biting people. Like, I heard that a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, what the hell is going on there?
These people are crazy, man. They'll walk up to a black bear and just think they could take photos with it.
Normally, black bears are pretty skittish, right? They run away, not after hibernation. They're looking at you like a steak dinner.
Well, and a lot of times when we was going to the Bigfoot conference up there, where we would rent a place at, almost every single year there was a huge black bear, wasn't he, Jason?
Oh my God.
we would see roaming that parking lot almost every single year. And I mean, he was big. He was a big.
It walked between two cars right in front of me, probably about 5 feet in front of me, and went straight to the dumpster. Got up on the dumpster, just tore it apart, turned it over, and this was a huge dumpster. And I'm like, good God, get in the car, get in the car.
That's a big dog. Let's go.
Then we were swimming in the swimming pool last year. There's these 2 or 3 bears just walk up and walk around the swimming pool, and just like they own the place. And
yeah,
it was crazy.
Well, I think because of the tourism in the area, in these areas, the bears aren't afraid anymore.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not afraid. So they're going to be like, oh, someone will feed us. Someone will throw some shit our way. And it's no joke meeting up with a bear. I mean, I don't hunt. I never had a reason to hunt. It's not that I'm against it. I'd love to have hunted so I knew the whole process. I never did that, but that's the only reason why I would like to know the cleaning process and how to do it and that type of stuff. But I know people that hunt, and this one guy, he was just being a wise guy. He was in Alaska, and they're all going out there with like 30-06, just 308s or whatever. He's got a 357 Magnum revolver, and they have grizzly bear out there, which make the black bear look like chihuahuas.
Yes, big bear.
He was telling me, he goes, yeah, we're there, and there it was, and that thing stood up, and he goes, I unloaded at least 6 rounds directly in its heart, and that bastard chased me for over 125 yards, and he was running, and then eventually it collapsed. And I'm like, well, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that must be fun, coming out like, yeah, honey, I'll go get your stuff. Holy crap! Like, what's wrong? Just close the door. But here's something that's a little bit different. I was in Elkton, Maryland. My cousin lives in Delaware, so we usually go down for Thanksgiving. This was a bunch of years ago, and we stayed at this in Elkton, Maryland. And I'm going to tell you exactly the reason why. One, it's a Hilton property, whatever. But 2, right across the street, walking distance, is a Waffle House. That is why I'm staying there. That was it. Waffle House. It's not only food, but it's entertainment, depending on what section you live in.
It's like walking through a Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally like Walmart. So I said to them, because we had young kids, and I said, can I get the first floor so it's easy to come in and out? Because I was smoking and my kid's mom was smoking. So they're like, yeah, no problem. So we got the first floor. And when we got there, we set everything up, and I went to the side entrance, and I'm looking, and I'm like, when something's very squatchy or dogman-y or whatever, which is squatchy, you're like, let me go take a look at this. So I'm like, this is really weird. We went to go get something to eat. We came back in. It was a little bit late. So I said, I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette. So I walked outside to smoke a cigarette. And behind the hotel is train tracks. Always, that is so squatchy and so cryptidy, because they could walk those tracks and never be seen.
Yep.
Got there. There's a bit of a swamp. And then from the elevated point of where I am on the side of the hotel, there's woods. And the woods they crisscross like in an arc, like over it doesn't look like it's a natural canopy. It looks like something was playing around with it. And in the distance, I'm sitting there, so I'm standing there, and I go, this looks really, really like Dogman-esque. So I looked up and I said, werewolf sightings, Elkton, Maryland. Hit the search on my phone, and it comes back. And basically on the other side of those train tracks, like a mile away from where my hotel is, a couple was coming around a corner, and they saw something eating roadkill. They thought it was a coyote or, like whatever. And this thing stood up, and it was a dog man. And they said it telepathically connected to them, scared the hell out of them, and for a couple of days, it would visit them in their dreams. So I said,
Wow.
"Oh, that's interesting, right? Yeah, I mean, like that's pretty cool." Well, I'm smoking a cigarette, and I see these big yellow, amber colored, what looks like eyes in this path. And I'm on a grade, so I'm at least 10 feet up, because there's concrete on the build. It was built on a slight hill. And I'm like, are those eyes? Is that eye shine? And I'm looking at him smoking, and it seems like it's getting closer. And then I start hearing footfall in the woods, and they're trying to come counter me. So I got somebody straight ahead, and they're coming in on the side. And my tell at the time was, if I got the goose flesh, it was about to happen. That was my sign. And I was like, oh no. I put the cigarette out. I ran back into the room, went down the hall. I went out, and I said, listen, don't go out the side. There's a couple of skunks there, and they seem to be spraying. Go to the front. So I told the kid's mom. And that night, I put the chair against the door and whatever. But that was unnerving. I could swear it was a dog man. And I was talking to Vic Cundiff, from the Dogman shows, and I told him the story. He goes, yeah, let's record you. I'm like, what? I mean, I didn't think there was much there. At the time, I just definitely got this vibe and this feeling. He goes, he told me what's really interesting is, and what gave it all away, that this is an actual whatever was going on, is you were smoking. And 99% of dogman related encounters up to a certain point were with smokers. They go out to walk their dog. They go out alone. They're perfect bait. And people have those encounters with them then. So
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And then I got contacted by somebody who heard about that. He heard the show, and he lives in the area or near the area, and his daughter was there, and his daughter used to run down a roadway, and there happened to be a nature preserve on down the road, and she started saying, like, it sounded like something was tracking her, like keeping pace.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, where's the area? And he told me where it was, and pretty much there have been several sightings of the dogman in that area. So I said, does she carry? Are you allowed to? Because it's Maryland. He goes, I'm allowed to carry, but her, she's not. I said, tell her to take a different path. Tell her not to run down those streets. Because I think what it was doing is it was getting her schedule, and like she was going to get taken at this point. Yeah. So, dogmen suck.
Do you think that the dogman and werewolf are the same thing, or do you think they're different?
That's it. Okay, so there's a lot of people seeing werewolves apparently now, but I think they're misidentifying something. Werewolf is a Hollywood. It's a construction of Hollywood. That's where it comes from. Okay, and some fables. Did you know that Saint Christopher was depicted as a werewolf, like a wolf head?
Yep.
He was cursed, and he had a wolf's head. Of course, you had the French wolf of, I can't even pronounce the damn town, Revere or something like that. That was, they said it was a wolf. I don't believe it. A werewolf transforms into that creature. A dogman, I believe, is its own species. It's its own entity. And I think they're just misidentifying things. And why do I keep hearing like a sound or a name, like
it's
artifact on this? So
I hear that too.
Yeah, check for EVPs. I'm hearing it sounds like something's trying to speak. Now it could be my microphone. Testing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, come on, spit it out.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, please do. But I mean, I don't
tour.
Let me ask, well, there is, yeah, there is something called, there is a couple of transforming figures throughout history, especially Native folklore. One of which begins with an S and ends with a walker.
Yes.
I want to say it. And I allude to it in my book. You know, I put a little bit more mysticism in what I just released because I wanted to just add some of that paranormal component to it. But in that, I've literally seen the Navajo police. Got what it was. It was literally filmed there. They cornered some guy on a hill. There was nowhere for this guy to go. He's behind a rock to tell him, come on down. And he peeked up and he just went back down again. And the next thing to peek up was a wolf, a legit wolf or coyote. I mean, it kind of looked like a wolf. And it went up a little bit around the rock. And then it turned around, came back down and looked at him like dead at these guys. And it's all on camera. And then it took off. That is something that transforms. But in relationship to this Dogman, I think Dogman is Dogman. And the only reason why you're hearing the word werewolf, there's two reasons. Somebody wants to get their 15 minutes of fame, or people are misidentifying the creature.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you thinking, Jason?
I think it's two different things. Like you said, the werewolf transforms, and I think that goes way back, right, David? And it goes way back to people transforming into these werewolves.
Right. I mean, you have, like you was just talking about, you've got many, back in the Phoenicians and even further back than that, into the Greek mythologies and all that, Lycan is where you get the name, and that comes from King Lycan that got cursed because he didn't believe that what was the god? I keep thinking of Odin, but it is not Odin. It's his counterpart. Anyway, when he was there, he didn't believe that he was a god, so he served him human meat. And because of that, he turned him into a wolf. And that's where we get the term lycanthrope from, is from King Lycan, and he got turned into a wolf by the god.
Yeah.
Because
It's, I mean, you have in Native American or indigenous people heritage, you have a ton of different, especially like, I mean, I studied that for a while. I was thinking about doing a minor in it. And I think I told you I studied with one of the guys that I was friendly with. He was the great grandson of Andrew Jackson, and they don't like him. So at all, But the Inuits knew about things that would transform into other creatures. And hey, Bonnie, and they call them sednas, which would look like kind of like half human, half other animal. They were really, really interesting. I have a sculpture. My dad used to collect this stuff. So we went up to Canada to go get his, he, as my mother would say, what do you need all these rocks for? But they were Inuit art sculptures or prints. And I went up, and he was so well known that he got the insider pricing on this stuff. So when you see it, you're like, it sells for $400. You know that the guy paid $50 for it. Okay. Which kind of sucks when you really know what the price of things are. But I have a carving. I've yet to have it out. And it was carved by, I forgot the Inuit, Ashwaka. I think Ashwak V or this thing is a reptilian. It has the claws, like hands like this, and it has that reptile face, and it has scales going down, and its feet are like that. And I saw that, and I was like, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. And my dad's like, oh, you want that? I'm like, I fucking want that. And my dad, yeah. And my dad picked it up, and it's an amazing piece. It's really insane. And if you see it, if you were to show it, matter of fact, I think I'll post it on my Facebook. I'll find the pictures of it. 100%. Why are they drawing that? They draw what they see. They talk about what they see or they experience. So,
and a lot of people want to say that it's just legend or it's just lore or something, but it's yeah, it's truth. That's what it is. And people aren't used to seeing what truth is.
Yeah. I mean, and that's part of, when you're dealing with individuals on that medicine man side of something, and how the indigenous believed there was a life force in everything, no matter what group you were a part of, whatever it was. And we all have to work on all these things. And that's why, the medicine man would actually, they were smart enough to not meditate, but they may have hallucinated. Like in Florida, they would have licked the poison off the frog, the toads that are down here. Which is, we had a ton of those problems a couple of years back. Like kids, hey, put it down. You need another frog.
Saw that on Bloodhead back in the day.
Yeah.
We had the mushroom eaters here and the cow patties.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, mushrooms. You'll be surprised how many special mushrooms, magic mushrooms, do grow in the wild. But if you eat a really bad mushroom, you're going to have a really bad time.
I know. I took the battery and changed them out of every one of them, and then another one starts. I don't know where this one is yet.
That could be because we're all talking together. Change the battery, jeez.
My smoke detector.
Yeah.
It's chirping.
It's still good, though.
It's keeping time.
I let one go for about a month or two, and we was doing shows, and every show, you ain't changed that battery yet.
Nope. Because I'm doing it to piss you off. So that's it. But you talk about there are individuals that change into owls, ravens, which yeah, we spoke about that, and the serpents. And they would go on these, the medicine men will go on the mystical journey, and they'll trip basically. And what they're doing is, it's not a drug experience as much as it's getting reality to go away so you can connect to that higher plane. And when you connect to that plane, you see past, present, and future. Right.
Well, like you was just talking about the raven mocker.
Yeah.
They because they could be a male or a female, didn't matter, but they could make you see them as their grandmother, so they could get closer to whoever they needed to get closer to, and but then they could also change into an animal, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I forgot where it was, but I was going to visit I buried my dog in a pet cemetery. And it's the first and ever pet cemetery in the country. There's a lot of my dog's buried there. I love my dog. I had a bull terrier, target dog, Spuds McKenzie, if you're old enough to understand that, Patton's dog, Willie. So I parked on the northern side off the on the side street. And another culture that has a lot of these lore is out of the Orient in Asia. They have a lot of these things that transform. It's really interesting. And I'm there, and this Chinese, she looked like a Chinese old lady. She appeared out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm very observant with my surroundings, no matter where I am. It's a New York City thing. You have to be.
Mhm.
And this woman appeared, and she made a beeline for me, and I got this vibe like, you need to get the F away from me, lady. And she was very insistent, and she kept coming closer, and like whatever, and wasn't speaking English. And the minute I said, get the away, she gave me that another one of those damn grinny smiles, like like yeah. And she walked away, and then she just kind of, I didn't watch her disappear, but picture an old lady going up a hill, and like, no way, she just, I think all of us, because we get involved in this field, we get tested numerous times. And like, we go back to the full circle. If you're not on guard and you don't have your stomach and something, I'm telling you, when you have that bad vibe, that is like any type of detector going off,
Mhm.
right? And don't just push it. Some people push that. The only time I pushed anything was if I'm playing golf, and I do play golf, and I push, I see the storm coming. I'm like, one more hole, one more hole. And my buddy's like, no, dude, that's getting too close. And then we like, okay. And as soon as we get back to the area, I can see the hole. And basically where we were just standing, a lightning bolt hit. So yeah, I
Wow.
push certain things like that. But if I've got a vibe and I'm going in, so let's say I met you guys, we go over to the well. And I get there and I'm getting that. I'm gonna tell you straight up, which could suck because like, oh, let's plan on filming here. But if I'm telling you, I'm warning you, like, dude, we need to go now. Because you don't know what you're gonna bring from there.
Mhm.
And I swear to God, there's something trying to come through in the audio.
Gonna have to listen back.
I hear it. I mean, usually you can't hear it. All of us wouldn't be able to hear it, but I can hear it too.
Mhm.
I had this
Crazy.
happen once on a show out of the UK, and I will tell you, I mean, I don't move my wires and I don't play around. I only turn the audio button on and off for my roadcaster. But I just have this feeling maybe something's trying to come through. Please give us the Powerball numbers. It's tonight. Let's go. Let's go. I'll get you that van that you guys want.
There you go.
100.
Right.
I would totally buy that. I go to those RV shows all the time, and I see like, yeah, that would be great for investigations. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. One day.
One of these days. One of these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm?
when we go to certain places, I can feel the area, and I can tell if something feels a little oppressive, or to me, it just feels really heavy. Feels
Yep.
like the air, everything is just like my shoulders, like I'm carrying something heavy on my shoulders. My shoulders they just get
It's
tired.
kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what it was at the Chickamauga.
really,
Yeah.
you know, all
Chickamauga.
this time. Oh, and at the battlefield.
Yep.
So since you started, Jason, do you think that you've opened yourself up and you start getting these feelings too? Like you've just connected?
Yeah, I definitely do. I could tell that something ain't right. I mean, I don't get the feeling like David gets, but I can tell that something's off.
Right.
I don't know how to explain it really. But before, I mean, I was just the stuff would have to happen before I would know it, you know.
Right.
And now, you know, I can pretty much tell if if the place is, haunted or nothing's there at all. I mean, it's a feeling that I can feel now that I didn't before.
Yep. And when I hate doing this to people, and I usually just keep my mouth shut. But when you go to some place and you have people with you, and they swear up and down it's haunted and this and that, and you get there and you're like, I got underwear that's more haunted than this place.
Yeah, right. When we went to the Devil's Tramping Ground, I mean, yeah, it was spooky when we first got up there. We seen the ritual being done there, and but then after we was there for a while and sat down, it just felt peaceful. It didn't feel like anything was there.
The weird thing that did happen is right after we first got there, we finally got tents and everything set up and camp kind of set up.
Right.
And we just kind of sat down to rest. Then we got this real long, like Ohio Bigfoot type howl.
Oh, that's good.
And it was just kind of behind us. And then as soon as it stopped, and what was weird is like, so where we was at, here's the Devil Tramping Ground. Then the Devil's Tramping Ground road is here, almost all the way around us like this, though. As soon as it stopped, all the freaking coyotes just started yipping. Yip, 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 yip. You could hear them. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. That was probably the coolest thing that happened while we were there. So
the long howls are real interesting.
It was different than anything I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It was very different.
dog.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a dog.
Now there's a huge difference between Dogman will try to mimic Bigfoot, but it's always off a tad bit, in my opinion. And Bigfoots don't mimic Dogman. They do not like them. He just like, no, no. And so, but yeah, you can hear the difference. When we had that some of those, like, I forgot where it was in Ohio, and if you heard this in the woods and it was, it's real loud, and that would probably make most people need to change underwear immediately, because it's just an intense feeling, Yep. Whereas I still love the Bigfoot howl. I love the rock knocks. I love the tree knocks. But when you have
the tree knocks are done with their mouth.
That's an interesting theory, because that's coming out a lot now. And I'm like,
I can do it.
You can do a tree knock with the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And ask Jason, when we was out in the woods, it echoes.
Yeah, it was loud.
Oh, yeah.
It's louder than that.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
That's super cool. I mean, when we had that encounter in upstate New York, we had tree knocks, and then we had rock clacks, the clack. We had things, I mean, things were being thrown, but we weren't really paying attention to it until the last thing the bastard threw, which was a boulder at me.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're off the Appalachian Trail. We're doing a day-night investigation at this lake place in upstate New York, and we got to keep that on the down low, but I'll take you guys. And it's along the Appalachian Trail on one side. There's a huge lake filled with nuclear waste still. And then if you went on the left side of, around that side, it's a goat trail. You'll get killed. So our plan was to go from, it's the Appalachian Trail, but part of another park system in the U.S. Forestry. So that has to close at a certain point, but the Appalachian Trail remains open 24/7. So you can't park near the park, because then they'll tow your car. They'll know they're in there. You get tickets. So we had to park like a quarter or 3/4 of a mile away, walk all our shit in at the end. We started at the beginning, and to get to the other top end of the the place, it's about 2 miles. So I'm just going to give you the visuals. I'm on the right. I'm sitting by there's a big rock that's near me. It's a big piece of stone, a little hill behind me. I got the lake to the left, and I'm in a chair. 10 feet from me, if you're looking at me, 10 feet, you move in the middle. My buddy Al, he's behind the big rock, which was stupid of me because I normally would have taken that position. It's just a protective thing. And then 10 feet from him to the left is a guy named Bill, who's a friend of ours who does some sky watching channel. He wanted to go. And he's probably sitting in his chair 10 feet from one of those stone walls that pockmark a lot of the countryside. Like, who built them? We don't know. So hanging out there, we hear footfall, which is bipedal. You can totally tell when 2 legs are doing it versus 4. And we so we heard that. And then where we were at the top of the lake, we can see through about 50 yards of trees. You can see the water edge. And then there's a big rock that comes on the other side of that water's edge. And the trail goes around that rock. So we're hearing tree knock, response, tree knock, response. And it starts out at a distance, then it gets closer. And we literally can't light a fire. We don't have guns. It's New York State. They don't let us have anything like that. I have a machete or 2, actually 2. And it's getting darker. We can feel the pressure. And it felt there was way too much of it. So I'm thinking we're getting hit by infrasound because it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, but we're not budging because we're there on a mission. And at one point, we're just sitting there and we hear something in the woods over by the Bill's side. So that would be all the way to the right of me. And I hear something creeping up in the woods behind him. Like, what the hell is walking behind him? And the next thing you know, you hear the 4, legs hitting the ground like it's a bluff charge. And he runs out. Pitch black, mind you. Al goes into the middle. I'm not swimming in that crap. I can't go to the goat trail. And my name ain't Jesse Owens, so I'm not out running anything. So I go right to his right side because that's what you're there with your friend. And I 3/4 draw my machete. I'm like, let's go. Al grabs him, says, stand your ground. I grab him around him and we form a triangle. It stops. Bill has a 6 million candle watt light. We shine it over there. There's nothing. We walk over there. We're filming with FLIR, infrared, everything, full spectrum. We see nothing. We see nothing on the cameras. We go over there. There's no footprint. We walk up this hill behind where Al was, and I'm like, there's nothing here. Where the hell did this thing go? I'm like, this is crazy. We settle down. He calms down as, goes down. He goes, let's sit. You'll be fine. A few minutes go by. Al puts on the parabolic mic and starts walking around a little bit. And then we hear the clack, clack, knock, knock. I'm like, okay, clack, clack, knock, knock. And almost instantaneously, we get a whoop, 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 3 whoops. The first 2 reverberating off my body. I can feel it as if I was standing in front of a base, a Marshall stack, and then boom. And I'm like, holy crap. The 3rd whoop was at the other end of the lake. That's when Al comes over and goes, I think there's some people out here with us. And I'm like, ain't some people, dude. You have that parabolic mic on. I'm surprised your ear, wasn't blown. So what I thought was they were rock knocking, going, can we go? Can we go? And he was going back and he got pissed and he's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Because there was 3 of us. There's 3 of them. They're not moving. Go the long way, go home. What are you waiting for? So after that happened, yeah. after that shit happened, the whole energy kind of like crashed. There wasn't the pressure anymore. It was like it's kind of like your adrenaline when it goes down, and you're like, wow, that was really weird. That's cool. We're hanging out, like, wow, it was just different. And I'm like, ow, that was class A Bigfoot vocalization and everything. I felt it. And next thing I know, I hear crack, crack, crack coming from behind me. Thud, boom, roll, hits my chair, hits it. I go get like kind of pushed out or fly out about 10 feet. I'm like, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, dude, something just threw shit at me. And we go back, and behind my chair is a boulder about that big. Big boulder. And I think because we didn't move, he was like, the hell with you guys. Fuck you. I'm out of here. He was pissed and he took off. But if he wanted to take me out, he would have taken me out.
Yeah.
So just been doing some research for another book that I've been writing a Bigfoot book and a Dogman book and an extraterrestrial book, and I'm writing these notes, and I'm like, do I want to write another book? I just want to throw it together. But something very interesting, depending on where you are, and actually in our neck of the woods, even though you're in the Tennessee area, the makeup of the land and the minerals there, like the brown mountain lights and whatever, can contribute to orbs and light. But here's the cool thing. I forgot the name of the term. I'm going to look that up. I just had it in my sites. Give me 1 second here. This was very interesting because I thought it was pretty cool to hear it. But I was asking questions and researching all this stuff when you know what it's like to do researching. So there is a tectonic strain theory that was proposed in the late 1970s by neuroscientist Michael Persinger. And he claims, his claims was that strained quartz bearing rock along faults can produce transient electromagnetic fields and luminous phenomenon, glowing orbs and spook lights like the Brown Mountain orbs. And they can also act on your temporal lobe. So
wow,
that is very important to know, because where you guys are and where that area is, and I know what the hell you have militarily there, you probably don't have I don't know if you have many earthquakes, but you probably have felt a few.
We've got a few.
yeah.
And so some of these orb lights and some of this electromagnetic and the tectonic plates shifting on some of the ores that we have in the area, if they start playing on your temporal lobe, then could that contribute to audio phenomenon delusion, visual delusion, taste, whatever, and one must consider that when we're doing research from this point. I was like, I wasn't really paying attention to that factor.
Yep.
But I mean, we all know, like on the video, you guys, the booger movie, that was blatant. You heard it. It was just like, I'm really shocked. Did you guys have the heebie-jeebies when you were there, when that happened, when it started to pick up and you were like, man, we got to go?
I think,
Definitely.
kind of like how it was,
Someone said, he's like, yeah, I said we should go. And he was like, no, we're staying.
Jason's like, I want to go. And I'm like, no. I'm the kind of guy that when things start picking up, I get more I'm the run towards it guy, not the run away kind of guy.
Yeah,
and
you're the make an Uber guy.
Yes, I'm the guy that probably gets eaten by Bigfoot first.
Jason's like, yo, bro, take an Uber because I'm going home.
That's happened.
I don't blame you. At certain times, it's like you don't want to be there. There's a reason for it.
we were at this cemetery right down from the Coochie Booger, and everything went dead. Lights went out, and David's over here in the corner in the dark somewhere. And I'm saying, David, I'm getting in the truck. Time for me to get out of here.
Yep.
I'm like, Jason, we're just barely got here, man. Nope, I'm done.
Oh, we're done. Get her done. No way.
All the way in the back of the cemetery.
I hear you, because I've been on both ends of that spectrum, where we just get to a place and I'm ready to go and I'm going, and someone's there and like, don't go. No, I can't go. I got to get out of here again. Like, so, somebody will always make sure, like, okay, that's open 24/7. We'll drive you to there and just stay there for a bit. You have money on you? Yeah. Okay. Go order like every hour or whatever, and eventually we'll be back. But there's other times where I got into an investigation and I drove a while to get there, and something says no, and I'm like, I'm out. Don't go in there. So I saw you put up the Beauty Buffalo Coyote spell right
Yes.
there. Yeah, I know. I think I have some Native American blood in me, but there's no one to ask anymore in my family. But it's a good interesting thing. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Like, I'm out. What the hell are you doing? I'm gone, dude.
Just like when the rocks started getting thrown past my head, I told David I wasn't sitting with my back to that wall or the woods.
Right.
I could not sit there any longer.
Yeah, well,
it's like right by his ear, like.
I would take that as it started to get closer, it's like they wanted you out. Whatever was there wanted you gone. It's really weird, because I was talking to my buddy Al about it. I told him, like, go watch this. It's a really good, documentary. And we were just talking about it. I definitely feel you have a Bigfoot in the area. I definitely feel you have a Dogman in the area. And you have a couple other things there, but I can't put my finger on what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But something that wants you to go down a path in the woods is not a good thing.
Well, and it's weird how the phenomena, kind of like what we've done in the movie, how the phenomena started changing, right? It went from throwing to, physically talking. And that transition was almost when he saw that mist come up in front of the camera. And you're like, that is when you actually look at it and you see it and you lay it out like that, when you're making a documentary, and then you actually see the pieces of the puzzle all together, you're like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That
is really interesting. And when you were speaking, David, there was another sound that was in the background, which is interesting. It wasn't the beep, because we have to change batteries. It was, it felt like a voice or something like that. But, like, something got to me where that some creature keeps taking the top off of that well. And I'm inclined to believe that the Bigfoot that's there is doing that because it's trying to help the girl. And I'm also inclined to think that, I'm not going to go Dogman yet, but I'm going to say whatever that darkness is, it's almost like they take turns renting that area. And I think when you were getting the rocks thrown at you, I think that was a Bigfoot going, dude, it's coming. You get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a warning.
Yeah. Just give him your cell number. Hey, next time, just text me. Just text me. I've had people go into investigations and they've gotten texts come up talking to them and asking where people are.
Really?
Yeah. Like, where's so-and-so? And they're like, it just appears on their phone. No ding, no whatever. They go to look at their phone. There's a text message. And they're like, we just got a text. And there's no number. It's kind of like just appearing on their screen.
That's interesting.
That is really interesting. Another thing you guys have there that we don't have there. Well, we have tons of that stuff, but you have a special base in the area. I saw that one of my best friend actually worked in that base, in that facility. He was sent there for training and stuff. And I think they put these facilities in certain areas because of the high strangeness.
That makes sense. It really does.
But
one of the guys that comes to my work all the time, he's a sales rep, and so he comes by to always try to sell me stuff.
Right.
And he told me this last weekend he was at Cades Cove with his daughter and his grandson.
Right.
And they was there to go look at the bears and all the elk and all the stuff that you could see there. And they was on this, there's going around, and there's on this old gravel road part where there's no one else there. And it dead ends to this old cabin that's condemned. You can't go into it or anything right now. And so when they got down there, they had their windows rolled down, because they're cruising and trying to look for animals. From behind that cabin area, there's a kid's voice that said, "Help. I want my mama." And it said it not once, not twice, but 5 times.
Yeah.
And not only he heard it, but everybody in the vehicle heard it. And so he's like, "Nope." And they got and he's like, "We would have heard, there would have been, people all over this place looking for a lost kid. And we're back here where there's nobody."
Well, I don't know how much they're looking for a lost kid as much as they want an opportunity to come and take one of you.
That's what I think.
Whoever's doing the help.
Yep.
Bigfoot's
known to do it, but Fae have been known to do it throughout time.
That is a big component of it. I mean, Polites, we'll talk to you about Bigfoot's doing it. There's the Fae doing it, and each one has their own purpose. But there are also, I believe, there are beings that straddle 2 different dimensions or timelines, and they can open up, grab you, and put you in there, and you'll never, and that's where some of these things are. What people don't realize is Bigfoot isn't Harry and the Hendersons really cute and, oh, he's wonderful. No, Bigfoot is an opportunist, and they have been known to eat human beings too. They take human beings, they'll take dogs, they'll take anything. So don't think it's going to be cute and loving. It's not. I've had 2 encounters with the Dogman, pretty damn close. And although nothing's happened I still don't like that cryptid, and I don't want to deal with it. But one cryptid I definitely don't want to deal with is rakes, or creepy crawlers, because they're just hard to take out. They're really hard to take out.
Yeah.
And they don't stop, and they keep coming and coming and coming. It's really weird, and I just don't want to meet them.
That's what I heard about one of the Greg and them's when they was out up at the LBL, I think it was, or something. They had those rakes come down. And
really sprayed it with the bear spray to hold it off. But
what was like, I was talking to him because, when we were making our movie, he was the catalyst in us making this movie.
Right.
He's the one who told us, "Hey, before you go do anything anywhere else, you need to do a short film, and you need to, and if you need help, just let me know, and I'll try to help you in any way that I can."
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and so, but I remember him talking about it's still hard for him to cut that video because when he sees those scenes, it just brings back the all that comes flooding back what happened.
I remember a couple of instances where it got hairy, I've actually had conversations with my buddy because I used to do a lot with Al Henry in New York. And we've had plan A's, but plan B's usually work out better. But and pardon me for cursing, but I've said numerous times, thanks, Paige. Pain in the ass. I've said we've really done some stupid shit, like dangerous, and this is what you do. You get pushed and pushed and pushed, and sometimes you have to pull back and say no. And I'm pulling him back more so than I'm pulling myself back. I'm like, nah, this is not good. Nope, not good. Whatever. I don't know who Bryan Bowden is. I am Bryan M. Bowden. It's an imposter, you see. But yeah, I've had the situation where
Jason, I can barely hear you, buddy.
yeah.
Okay.
Why'd you turn it down? You can't keep beat without the beep, beep, beep. But I've heard some things on our evidence, and I got that same like surprise, or it's weird. I don't know what it is. It's still plays out in your brain.
Right.
I've seen some pretty interesting people, a lot of them that are pretty big, tough guys and girls. Like they can hold their own. And I've seen some of them unnerved to the point where they're in tears.
Wow.
But it's it's not about being the tough guy or the tough girl or anything like that. It's about getting evidence. We have questions. We want answers, and that's why we do what we do. And we want Coochie Booger 2 and 3 and 4 and the T-shirt and Coochie Booger the movie. I'm not kidding. It's just it's you have such a golden opportunity, because I think that's going to lead to. You just hear that whisper?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah, it's going to lead to, and it said, just did it again. The target is what I heard.
Mm.
Well, this is great. I mean, I've had this before. Had orbs fly, behind me. I was doing a show before I put up this VCam stuff, which is great because I can put whatever video I want. I can put a picture or a video up, make it interesting. I would do it, and people would see what they would call the shimmering man, like walk behind me. And sometimes I could see it because you can see the camera behind you. But now I don't see it. And every once in a while, I feel like somebody's playing with my ear. But I think that's my grandmother doing that.
Yeah.
Grandma, cut it out. Grandma, cut it out with my friends now. Cut it out.
Not right now, Grandma. Oh.
So, but who was Bryan? You're a pain in the ass. Legend of the Coochie Booger.
Yes. We're going to get some made up. That's our Jason made those. That's our official movie.
You're doing a kick-ass job with that. Kick-ass job. I love that stuff. I like that style. Who's playing tonight? Coochie Boogers. You guys should start a band and call it the Coochie Boogers. That's what you should do. Michelle? Danny, you play instruments? But I don't know. I appreciate you guys just having me on the broadcast, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I think we're gonna get some disclosure, but not from our government, from UFOs themselves. And I'm trying to just you don't understand. I don't want to go up to. I have to go. I'm going to Ocala, Florida, for the Great Bigfoot Conference. So I'll be there. I'll be there next weekend. Then I'm coming back down for a second, picking up some stuff and going back to New York City. And I really don't want to do it. But I'd like to go out. I like to go back to Tennessee and hang out with you guys, see you guys. It's an interesting state. It's freaking beautiful in your state. I really like Tennessee a lot. I don't know what the politics are like. I don't know what the
a
tax
lot like
situation
a lot like where you are.
Okay, well that's fine. It's just down here in the I was thinking like I would love to have a place in Tennessee. Everybody wants that lake house. Want a lake house? No, I want a nuclear missile silo. That's what I want. I bid on 2 of them. You can do that through the auctions. I bid on 2 missile silos, and they're like, "What do you want that for?" I'm like, "Well, just in case there's a nuclear explosion, I'll have a place to go." I'm like, "You won't be able to get there." I'm like, "Whatever."
I'll have it anyway.
I bid on a 67-person personal submarine military that was in Tennessee. I bid 13,000 and change on the military auction site, and I missed it by $1,000.
Oh no!
And I would have had to get it from Tennessee to New York City, and I was like, "How am I going to do this?" Like I guess I would have had. I didn't know I'd probably been calling you. That I probably would have met you. Hey, I'm David. Here's your sub. But I was going to paint it yellow, put it in the Hudson River, and call it the Yellow Submarine, and taxi people back and forth.
I like it.
And then in New York State, not that long ago, they sold a minimum security prison, and it was 25 acres, and it comes with all the facilities and all the fence, its own power system. And there was, I think the bidding started at like $600,000.
Holy smokes!
Now, and we're talking about double fences, the turrets, all that shit, and its own power source and whatever. That would have been really cool for a paranormal whatever, like Hoedown or whatever. But I know that nasty stuff went on in those prisons, and it'd just be haunted by some skeevy whatever. It just went crazy.
That's where, especially if it's a male prison, you get women in those kind of places, man, and activity just goes.
Oh yeah. Where you going? Where did he take you on your date? A former prison.
Eastern State.
Yeah.
He said something about
Conjuring house.
That's it.
By the way, I'm gonna say it straight up. I don't give a shit about the Conjuring house. So sorry if you do, but I really don't care. This whole Conjuring house, I got to put up the flag. Mark safe from the Conjuring house tomorrow.
Yeah,
you should definitely have shirts that say the coochie booger touched me or something like that.
I saw somewhere a guy was wearing one time, and it showed Bigfoot walking away with the guy's stick and a hot dog on it, and it says Bigfoot stole my wiener or touched my wiener.
Shirt.
There was like,
one. Yeah. There was one in the Bigfoot store in Townsend, and I was going to get it. My buddy Mark that does the show with me, he's always talking about how big his wiener is. He's making these little jokes, and I think the shirt says Bigfoot touched my wiener or whatever. Yeah. So I was going to get it for him, but I just got out of town. I drove 411 all the way down.
She says, "Show me on the doll where the booger
touched you." Yep, you should totally do that. Show me on the doll where the booger touched you.
Oh my God, that's
you should do a local paper advertisement. It says, "Have you been touched by the booger? You may be entitled to compensation." You can play on these shirts. Some of these shirts would be coochie booger, It's called the Coochie Beggar Hotline. A cougar.
Oh yeah.
Tell me
I had
a cougar.
How old was she?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
We had some stickers when we was at the Bigfoot conference one year. It said, what did
Yeah.
it had some aliens on it and said, "Jump in, we're going to go do some butt stuff." I don't know. It was pretty funny. It was a hit. I mean, those
It's a good
they
shirt.
sold out.
That is a good shirt. I would get. I saw a shirt. You know the evolution chart from chimpanzee up to man. Well, I saw one, but I was thinking about like, oh, I'm going to do this, and I found it. I don't know where I found it, but that chimpanzee was getting rear-ended by an ET. So and it's on the shirt. It's hysterical. But some of these things you can't, you kind of can't wear these things in public.
That's funny, but it's probably the truth.
I know that's the problem. It's just like, oh crap. What the heck is going on here? Bert, I told you to stay in the craft.
You always have to go touch the animals, don't you?
Exactly. Well, it's not as bad as like we took the kids to the Amish country, like when my youngest was 5 years old and my oldest was 9 or whatever it is. So we went to I had to get it. We were staying in Intercourse, PA. So they have an area called Intercourse, Blue Balls, Bird in Hand, whatever.
Oh my.
I have a hat from the Intercourse Fire Department, but the best was I have a brown, like a sand color shirt that has in black letters I and then the heart, Intercourse across the bottom, and then at the lower thing it says PA. I got the shirt and I wore it to pick up my daughter from school. Well, her mom was not happy about that. What kind of shirt were you wearing today when you went to school? A t-shirt? That's not a problem, BJ. BJ's great, by the way. And like, yeah, I have 6 parents calling me. Why is your husband wearing a shirt that says "I heart intercourse"? And she's like, I had to explain to him it's for Intercourse, PA. They didn't care. And I'm like, well, this is why my kids have, they'll always remember their dad no matter what. So.
Yes. Leave a lasting impression.
Oh, I definitely will. But I don't know how longer you guys want to go. I know you may want to get some sleep and rest, and I appreciate that. But I've got an idea, and I'm doing something come July that I'm trying to figure out if I get more people involved in this. There's Terry Mosby, and she's out of the Midwest, and I believe it's Missouri, and she's wonderful. She does a lot of stuff with extraterrestrials and that kind of research. She has a God helmet. She's a wonderful, fantastic lady and does CE5s. Now, I've done dozens of CE5s, and I've brought in craft in every one of them. And Chief of Police saw it one time. What I loved is I was there, my daughter, when she came back, she goes, "Mom, there was these craft, and they came out from the side. It's real. It's all real." So I got a little cred from the kid, on I believe it is July 25th. If you guys want to take it, nope, it would be July. I'm in the wrong month. That's terrible. No, July 15th of this July, 8 p.m. Eastern. We are gonna conduct a live close encounter of the fifth kind in multiple locations using my show. So we're gonna the way I'm gonna have it set up, because I have to be up in New York. I'm gonna have my laptop going, my Starlink, and then I'm gonna have an extra phone on a camera just pointed out to the stars. and then Terry's going to have her camera set up or whatever it is, and anybody else that would come in. But we're going to go through the whole, let's breathe, let's think positively. And we're going to try to call in Kraft and see if we can get Kraft to come in and be on the screen. So
that sounds like fun.
It does.
I mean, and you could even be on, you could actually be out in the streets or in the field, as long as you know where your pattern of traffic is, and use your mind to, I call it active intelligent encounter. I use it for everything, but be pretty cool if you can capture it live on, like, how did you capture that? Like, well, we were doing a live CE5 in multiple locations. So, and no one's never done it. So I'm going to do it come July. And I'm going to promote that, and everybody, like you guys are, if you wanted to take part in it, you can. If not, I may even, if we have the ability to send Kraft someplace, I'll be like, go to Jason Scott's house now.
Yes.
Like, dude, you will not believe what the hell's outside my house.
I've seen my wife has seen some crazy stuff out in our back, because it's pretty dark here. And
oh yeah,
there's this one light that it comes and goes. Like, you'll see it one night, and then one night you won't see it, then it'll be back the next night, and it's always almost in the exact same area. So I don't know.
That's pretty cool. But that would be a capture. We don't know what it is. That's what a UFO is. I'm not calling them UAPs. I mean, that's a government-based thing.
Yep.
I'm not working for the man.
That's a whitewash.
So that's on a Wednesday night. Yeah, I think we'd be able to do that.
So I figure what we do is we hook up. Everybody comes in. You can use your phone, and we'd say, okay, when we start, we'll start at 8:00. I'll run the music and say, hey, welcome to this is Third Eye Live. We have a lot of guests here. We have you guys from Paranormal 411, David Regan, Jason Scott. They're out in Tennessee. We have Terry Mosley. She's in Missouri. I was even going to try to ask one of the guys over in the UK if they wanted to take part in it. So now we'd be on 2 different continents, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
And we're going to use our consciousness to say, please bring a Kraft in. And I'm going to go off screen. And all we're going to have is those cameras, on the phones. And we're like, and you can sit back in your backyard and going, they can still hear you. Crack open a cold one if you want. And like, I'm going to look for Kraft. I'm going to try to call one in. You very well may be calling one in, so let's try it. Why not?
Yeah, that's interesting. I've heard of that CE5 stuff. I used to talk to a guy named Rob, I think is his name.
Rob.
And he's in a wheelchair. He got hurt, disabled. But he does a lot of that CE5 stuff.
We were doing Pine Bush, New York. It's in the town of Crawford. It's where Whitley Strieber, it's near where his house was for the communion stuff. So it's the UFO festival up there, the Pine Bush UFO Festival. And we got up there like 5 a.m, set up our table. And we were doing like half an hour, like 3 half-an-hour presentations and like 1 hour or 3 hour presentation. It was just a long day. And we promised them we would do a CE5 in in an area in town. And I remember sitting there like eating pizza going, dude, I hope no one shows up. I want to go home. Because I got to drive a good hour and 40 minutes to get back. And then I got to look for a spot. It's a pain in the ass for me. So we met up after we ate, we met up at the local town center because they were doing some presentations there. And after that, they were going to direct them to the CE5. And I was like, I want to go home. And then I met this young lady, and she was there with her mother or grandmother. And like, we're here for the CE5. And she was really nice. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. So we drive up to this area called Dallas Court. And at this point, my friend Al was recovering from cancer. So he finished his chemo. He was wiped out. So he goes, I was going to run it anyhow. He doesn't know what he's doing in regards to this. So he goes, "It's all you, Bry." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, no problem." So we pull up, and I shit you not, when we get there, there's about 75 people there, men, women, and children. Like families are on this. It's kind of near their they have these outdoor fields. So they have a couple of soccer fields and a couple of baseball fields. And then it's their outdoor area. We're on this long stretch of land, which is probably a couple acres wide by acres long, like 10 acres or more long. And then a road that goes down to it. And then on the right side is a house. And that was it. We pull up there. We're like, "Hey, welcome everybody. Yes, we're going to be conducting it." I didn't even see the chief of police there at the time. I didn't know he was there. So I get a call from Mark D'Antonio, who people know from MUFON and some other stuff. "Where are you guys?" Tell them where we are. We're sending over more people. And then by the time it was over, it was about 130 plus people there. So I settled everybody down. And I said, "We're going to do the CE5. We need to calm down. I know it was an exciting day, but we're going to use our minds and our consciousness. We're going to call out to the universe, say, hey, we want an encounter. We don't want to get hurt. You get hurt." So we knew exactly where the pattern was of the traffic. It was nowhere near us. And it was late enough where nothing was flying. Not even from Stewart Air Force Base, which is fairly close. And we're sitting there and like, okay, breathe in, breathe out. Now we want to send our projections out to the universe. We want an interaction. Please make your presence known. And we're hanging out and people are breathing and people are looking. And some people like Al, my buddy Al, has lights and people start talking a little bit. And they said, "Look at that. That's this constellation and that's this in the sky." And I start hearing what sounds like owls or kids hooting and hollering. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And I turned and I was going to say, "Hey, do you hear those kids hooting and hollering?" Which is such an old term for not my age, whatever. And I see this guy walking out from, I don't know if he was urinating in the woods or he was an extraterrestrial, but he comes out and he goes, "Do you hear those kids making that? You hear that owl sound?" I mean, that's what he says. Ooh, right? And I said, "Yeah, I was just about to." And then boom, over our head is a delta-shaped craft that is acres wide and acres long. It was ginormous. It was gunmetal black. You can see the difference in the coloration between that craft and the sky. In the center, there was a dome light, and it was being held on by a hexagon type of shape. And it was huge, and it was so bright that it was glowing on the bottom of the underneath the craft. And the thing was probably no more than 100 feet up. Wow. It was massive. Didn't make a sound. Everybody's going, "Oh, like crazy." I'm like, holy shit. If I knew this was happening all the time, I would have bet on me. I mean, whatever. I would be an easy win. And there it is. And you know how, like, when you have LED lights, you can stare at an LED light and see the details of it. It's not blinding you, but it still illuminates. That's what it was like. And I mean, it's just crazy. So I say to it, I said, "Thank you for appearing. We have mountains outside over those range straight ahead. Can you go out to those mountains and do 90-degree turns really quick, maneuvers so we can see them?" And it disappears. And then you see this burst of the light appears in the sky, flies out to the mountains, which is about 40 feet out, and starts doing 90-degree turns in an instant. Boom, 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 boom. And it's hovering. I'm like, whoa, that's great. And then my buddy goes and he starts doing Morse code with a flashlight, and he get the Morse code back. and it stops, and everybody's like going crazy. Oh my God, look what, you know. So they're like, oh my God, is it back? I'm like, can you come back one more time? And in an instant, it appears over our heads again. I said, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for sharing that with us. You know, you can go in peace, and it blacks out, and then it's gone. There's nothing else above us.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
Dude, I'm telling you, even as investigators, when it goes right, you're not expecting to bring in a craft. You're hoping to, but I wouldn't be expecting it, right? And when it happens, you are like, oh, you know, you're just taken back from it. So, but the chief of police was there, and I wanted to speak to him. He won't speak to me about it. The next day, we were getting phone calls from our friend she's responsible for all these events in the town of Crawford, and her name was Dumani, and she's like, what the hell did you guys do last night? And we're like, what are you talking about? She goes, this phone has not stopped ringing off the hook. Everybody's going nuts about what you did last night. So my buddy goes, like, what did you do? I said, we did a CE5. We called in a UFO. He goes, yeah. He goes, no, seriously. I'm like, we called in a UFO. And I noticed the chief of police after everybody was leaving. And I said to her, well, why don't you ask your chief of police? He was there watching the whole fucking thing. But that's something that guy's not putting on his record. No.
I wasn't up there with those crazy people. I'm not one of them.
You know, I think I had contact a couple of years ago.
Cool.
It was in a dream, though. It was very lucid, and I was sick at the time. But I don't know if I know David's heard the story, but it was just real to me, and I'll never forget it. And I really don't remember a lot of my dreams, but this one I do. I was having trouble with my heart. It was out of rhythm, stuff like that. So I don't know. This ship, whatever, had come, and I went outside, and they wanted to take me with them. And I told them, no, you know, I got a family here, and I can't go. And then it was it looked like a kid to me, human form, but it looked like a young kid. And they shot me with something in my rear, and I was paralyzed. And I was laying on the ground, and they came over me and was putting their hands on my chest and stuff. It was just weird. And a few more things happened. I was up in their ship looking around. They said I could look around and then come back out. And then I woke up, and I don't know if they were doing something to me to heal me, because I don't have that problem anymore.
I think
it's
they
just
do
wild.
That. I think they heal you a lot
But
more.
I do believe I had contact with something, because that dream was just too real.
You know what? That's happened before. Like I've had dreams like that where it's so real, but the best part is that you don't have the problem anymore. So they very well could have been there to help you, you know. And you know, it would have been nice. I always joke like, well, if I get taken, how come they can't suck some weight off the front and put it elsewhere? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, don't leave me hanging here like this. You know, why not?
Oscar says she'll go if it's the Enterprise.
Engage number one.
Say original or next generation. That's what I want to say.
But that was an amazing experience I had, though. It really was.
That is an amazing experience, because when you started talking about it and the fact that you know the details, I mean, that's okay. So I always tell people, That's real. What you just described actually happened. That's my opinion of this. When you sleep, when you're at rest, that's when we upload our shit to the main source. So it's kind of like uploading to the cloud, and then they download stuff to you for whatever the next day is or task or whatever. But they also may have you do certain things alongside that. Now you're lying in bed, like, you think you're sleeping, but you're not. And the difference is that when you have a dream, it's vague. It's kind of like, I think Dave was there, and I think Fades was there, and I'm not really sure, but we were like kind of on a road trip, but I don't know if we were taking a car or it was a bicycle. That's kind of not a real experience. But when you just woke up and they said, well, I was lying on the thing, they punched put something in my ass, I fell down to, you started going into specifics. You probably could describe the room you were in to a T, where it was almost like brightish white, but you can kind of still see it. And there was some, whatever there. That means you were doing it. And the reason why you have such a deep memory is because when you do stuff, you're doing it. Yes, I did say Fades was there. Thanks for paying attention. It's going to be on the damn test.
Wait a minute.
She's great, actually. She's a great person and has a great show, Oregon Bigfoot Fades, and then she has Yeti Audio Labs, which is great. She does a lot of if you see Rob's videos and Paranormal and stuff, Paul, and that's because of Oregon Bigfoot Fades. So she does a really good job. But that's the difference. And you had that experience. So don't it's easier for your conscious and your body can handle with, like, oh, that was a dream.
Yeah.
Right. Versus they shoved this rod on my ass and I couldn't breathe. And then the next thing you know, yeah, it's big difference, right? Because I really don't want to know. I don't want to relive any of those experiences of like what they may have done to me or for me. That's one, because part of reliving it is going to be the pain.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go regress yourself, you're going to remember that pain and it's going to be messed up. Mm-hmm. Yes, there you go. And she does a show too. Does a show all the way out in Oregon. But she's great. She's fantastic. So I'm happy that I don't remember any of that stuff, but I would love to have the opportunity of maybe if I have like, ET children or hybrids, because my dating life sucks. So I might as well just go out with a or something. Dude, she's hot, but she's got like 3 eyes. Like, don't worry about
it. I actually, as a kid, I actually think that I had
past lives.
I was remembering past lives.
Oh yeah. I had that happen to me.
And Jason was talking about how vivid and everything his was. This was like that. It was the most vivid thing. I mean, I was probably 9 years old when all this happened. I was about 9 or 10, and I still remember it today.
So,
and
yeah,
it was crazy. I think I died in war, and I think it was maybe the Second World War or something.
Oh, I had an experience, and I got screwed from it. Literally, like, people just didn't give me the moment or the chance, because you said you're in a Bible Belt area. So there's a lot of born agains and whatever, right? Long story short, I stopped 2 Roman soldiers from waterboarding and drowning Jesus. I picked them up. I helped them. I said it was wrong, whatever. And I could describe every inch of this guy to a T. I can describe every part of these soldiers' uniforms. He had the craziest eyes I've ever seen, where all the little lines, it started off as chestnut and it went brown and then it went to blue and green. Insane. And so I told whatever the story was and how he had this look, and it was basically thank you. There was a thank you in there. So I told it. And I wasn't happy. I said, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong throughout. I could tell you what my house looked like. So they started like, what you're saying is sacrilegious. You need to go find God, whatever. What they missed is that if there was a message there, okay, whatever. If one person stood up for Yeshua, Jesus, put himself in the way or herself in front of the way, one person, maybe he wouldn't have to gone through that whole thing, and it could have been better. Yes, Jesus may not need your help, but you have to understand Jesus may be testing you. So I'm just saying in general. So when I told that story, oh Jesus, I got so like, that's sacrilegious. Like I started the Church of the Flying Tomato or something. It was insane, but it was so real. It had a profound. It still has a profound effect on me. And it's something that's really important. I would do it again if I had to. But I love the fact that you got healed by ETs, and like next time they go there, like, you can just. I want to just tell them, like, hey, can you take off some of the waist? Yeah, right around there.
Can you
Make something else a little bit longer and bigger?
Can you uncircumcise me?
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. Can you put the skin back on? No. Oh my God, what would you do if you woke up? You'd be like, holy crap. If you woke up, you're like, what the fuck is that? It would be pretty weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty weird. Something's very interesting. Remember when I told you, like, when you sleep, it's the only time that you're actually uploading to the cloud or whatever it is. Have you ever, and you're kind of out of your body, or your soul, your essence is out of the physical shell because it has to go back and connect. But you ever go, explain that to the wife? Remember that time I went to Bangkok? No. So you ever been sleeping and you feel like you're in an elevator and you drop and your stomach drops? Okay. What that is you coming from out of your body back into your body. And that's how it appears. But your mind will say elevator, escalator, or flight, or you're jumping off a building for whatever reason. So when you get that, you just pop back in.
When you say that, I have had either it was an out of body or near death. I'm not sure.
Probably out of body.
But I was up above myself, sleeping, looking down on myself, and something was pulling me to the roof. And I was swimming. You know how you trying to get back down, because I was kind of scared. And as soon as I got back down into my body, I woke up. It's crazy. I'll never forget it. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, you were probably going on that little adventure of what you needed to do. I don't think you were going to die from it personally. But again, I've had experiences at nighttime similar to that, where I know I'm not sleeping anymore. And one of the coolest ones I had is, this is just bizarre. I woke up and it was kind of like I was in the clouds. I can't describe it other than that. There was some clouds, there was some blue, it was a bright white. And again, you can look at it. It was just like daylight type of thing. And it wasn't too bright, but it felt nice. And I'm standing on, and I look down and I see these columns, and I'm standing on the top step of a building that looks like the Parthenon, you know, one of those old Greek things. And I could look out, and what happens is you go down the stairs and you get to this plateau, a terrace of grass. Then you go up and you get to another top spot of marble, and then you go back down again. And so I was like, I can go straight there. I saw two entities coming down. I knew it was male and female. They looked like they were in togas, but they weren't togas. I can't describe it other than that. Tunics more so. And I knew they were male and female, but I couldn't get their face. And they were coming down from there, and they were going to the left. So I looked to the left, and I saw this larger building, and I'm like, I'm going in there. So I go down the tier, go through the grass, come back up, and it's all like marble with grains of gold in it and some gray. I mean, it's stunningly beautiful. Like, it is like awesome. And I walk up the stairs of this building. When you walk in, it gets a little dark. Then it kind of lightens up. And straight ahead, hanging from the ceiling, is this source of light. And it's by a big wooden desk that's carved perfectly. Whoever the craftsmen were genius. And these things are kind of moving around in this orb of ball. So you have a light hovering over, or something that looks like a light source. Then something's spinning around in this bowl, you know, in front. And if you pulled back from where I was for the entrance to get there, it seemed like there was, I don't know, 15 to 20 rows of these tables. Wooden chairs, table, you know, 4 people can sit there. I look to the right, and there's stacks upon stacks of bookcases. And as I walk in, the first one lights up way far from me. So we have rows of these tables, and there was at least 3 here, 3, 6, just like 4 rows across towards the bookcases. But as I started walking in, each stack started to light up on my right, and I could see it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Looks like some of those places where you go into a place and the lights will turn on to save electricity, whatever. So as I go in, I'm looking and I see a book, and I'm like, let me see what's in this book. And it's on a stand, a big stand, single podium, and it's old. It's like a sheepskin and vellum, and it's brownish in color. And when I go over to the book and I'm looking at it like, there's nothing in this book. And I walk over to it, there's nothing. And then I put my hands on the book, and this writing starts to appear, almost like it's being burnt in by the red glow, like a cigarette red glow. And letters and symbols start to appear, and some diagrams. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing. I was trying to turn the page. I turned the page, new things started happening. And some of it looked like angelic script, or Aramaic would be the best term, with drawings and everything. And it was like text, and then a drawing here, and then on another page, drawing, some text. It was like explaining things. And I'm like, oh, I want to see more. And I turned around. I said, let me see if there's another book there. And then I literally physically felt the hand on this shoulder. And like someone put their hand like this on top of it. And I was like, I didn't say a word. And they said, it's time for you to go. You've had enough. And I know I was in the Akash records. I was looking at the Akash records. I know it. I just knew it. I wanted a little bit more, and they said, no, not now. You've seen enough. You'll see a little bit later. Because it was, you ever know, you just know in your heart, like, yeah, it's A, B, and C, or whatever it is. You know it. I can't explain it other than that. I'm like, I knew where I was. It was so freaking familiar, and it was so peaceful, and it was wonderful to be there. And I woke up and I was like, this sucks. I don't want to be back here like this. I want to go to that room again.
Yeah.
You need a library card?
Try to go to sleep.
Yeah. It doesn't, very rarely will I ever get back into another set of dreams or the same dream or experience. And that sucks, especially when I've met people. You were talking about past lives, David. I've seen the same woman in several past lives. Egypt, England, old England, France, and like Viking, whatever. And sometimes this is where it gets weird. I know it's her. I can just feel it. She doesn't always look the same, but sometimes I am not a man. I'm a female, and she's the reverse. It's really weird to deal with, but I know that's my person. Yeah, and but I don't know. Is this? I don't know if that's the person I have now, or I don't. I definitely know it's not that, because I've had other visions of something else. But it's weird seeing something that, like, I was not a very well-to-do individual in the past, but the one thing I did have that was plethora of was love, real love. And when you feel that loving feeling, like, I can't explain it. There's a feeling, ladies probably have it more than men. Men are just I could be emotional or whatever, seriously. But when you just, what love's supposed to, I guess, feel like, it's kind of hard. It's like an incredible feeling. You never want to lose that. And I knew it with this woman. I mean, I knew it. We were never separated. We would never separate. I've got to go, but I'm not going to go. I'm not going without you. It's really cool stuff. And then you wake up, you're like, who the hell is that sleeping next to you? Holy joke. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, well, I got to work in the morning, so.
No problem. I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey,
Yep.
Tell everybody your stuff and
Sure.
Get
I
your
probably have a thick FEMA file. I have two books out. Thank you for putting up the code right there above Jason for The Beauty of the Buffalo, the Coyote Spell. It's great, a great book. Native traditions. This one I was studying the history of this stuff, and it's just a fun book. I do have another book with Ronald Murphy called Sacred Grounds. If you want us both back on, we can do that too. I do Third Eye Live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube at @Bryan Bowden, just under my name like there. And you can ask me questions on Facebook or Twitter. And if you mention my name at the FEMA camp, they'll give you a good seat.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on, Bryan.
I appreciate you guys too. So
Yeah. You'll have to come up sometime and maybe be part of Coochie Booger too.
I would love to. I would love to Coochie Booger too. I'll get my white,
Electric
Saturday Night Fever suit out.
Yeah.
The jumpsuit.
I think the Coochie Boogers rubbed off on him.
Oh my God, yeah. Hope it's a female Coochie Booger, because I don't like a male's rubbing off on me.
Not quite as pleasant.
Good night, everybody. Try the veal. We get in trouble.
Oh man.
Yeah, go to bed. But seriously, yeah. Thank you again, guys. Seriously.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming on and being a part of it.
Yeah. It's
everybody
great.
goes. I know a lot of people that are probably still here already are part of your show, but
no, I mean, there's some new people here. BJ's great. She's an artist, an author. Oregon Bigfoot Page is great. A good, friend. We always play around. Like, she'll post, like, she went to the farmer's market and she said fresh honey. and I wrote Love Honey. And by the way, Love Honey was my rap name in the 80s. Found your page, sub. Thank you very much, Oscar. I do appreciate it. We just got monetized. And the way I speak, the way I speak, we're gonna probably lose that. But it's weird because I'm usually giving and I'm not really receiving, and I don't do well. I mean, I'll take it for whatever it is, but I don't never do well with that. Oregon
awesome.
Fate says we're both trolls. No, we're good. We have fun. One of the cool things about meeting people in these, online and whatever is, you can tell who the really cool people are. And we don't, we're listening to the show, but we're also having a fun time,
Yeah.
And you're building a community. So that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is fun. We've met quite a few good people here in the last year. Just amazing people. You're one of them.
I appreciate that. You guys are great. And I still feel shitty, but I was at that conference. It was so freaking cold, Craig. It was such a cold. I was like, and then I think I got pulled away to actually answer a question at that point. And by that time, I don't think I saw any of you guys over there. So I went around the other way, and I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't blowing anybody off. And I was like, oh, did I just screw up? And I was going to go over to you. Hey, guys, sorry, I didn't come right over. And you guys were like, he probably hates us. I'm like, no, I don't hate anybody.
I was like, David, did you see that? He didn't even come over here. No, I'm just joking.
I apologize. I was, I'll never live this down. It's going to have to be like, I'm going to have to get like an LED coochie booger sign or something like that. Coochie booger. It is such a great freaking name. It's like, if you do not just play that stuff up, it's great. You should totally come out with. I almost did this for my youngest daughter's birth announcement. I almost put it on a condom. I shit you not. It was like, look, and I found it, and her mom was like, "Are you out of your mind? My dad will kill you." I'm like, "No, I won't." Whatever. But you should totally put out your own line of coochie booger condoms.
The coochie booger.
Don't get coochie.
Don't get the coochie
Don't get the
booger.
buggers from the coochie. Wrap it. And then you put that Paranormal 411 yellow on, provided, brought to you by paranormal411.org.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
We've got a new
app. Logo idea. You got an app?
Yeah.
You're doing an app now.
So on our website, paranormal411.org.
Yep.
We have created something different. That's what I'll say. Different.
Okay. I'm gonna go take a look in a few minutes. I'm gonna go walk the dog.
It's called the Evidence Analyzer.
Oh, cool.
And so you can go in and put in audio, pictures, video, and it will go in and try to help you find anomalies on that audio, video.
Oh my God, that's going to be great.
Yeah. And we're still testing
really
it.
Great idea.
We're still testing it. And if anybody here goes and, overtly is already a $10 a month member, but anybody that's here tonight that goes to the website and signs up as a free membership, we'll give you a month of the $10 membership, and then you get unlimited uses of that.
That is fantastic, actually. Guys, go sign up.
We've been.
That is great.
Make this thing happen, and Jason put in one photo, and it came back with like 2,000 things circled, and I had to go dial it back. It's like, oh no, that's a little bit too much. But
2,000 things are just tad bad. I mean, like people have a hard time figuring out if they want, fucking barbecue or ketchup.
Yeah. You couldn't see nothing for all the yellow circles.
Oh,
we don't have red circles. We have yellow circles.
Yellow circles.
There you go. You got to have the yellow circles.
It just matches, you know.
No, it's really, really cool. I literally was playing around with what you have as logo wise, because when I get another one, I'll get you guys. I'll make you some cup with your logo on it and send it out to you guys.
That's nice.
Looks good to drink on. Yeah, I mean, like, this is a cheap thermos, but this is the Third Eye Live one. This is my favorite. It's my next shirt. It's see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil, or whatever it is. So I'm putting it out there, but you know, need more condoms. Go to paranormal411.org, sign up for the $10 a month, and you can select special Gucci Booger condoms.
That's gonna have to be the next membership now.
Yes.
I did.
It's a digital condom.
Did we give you a T-shirt?
I think you did. I'm not positive. Some of these things is a blur. When I got back, it was bad. Yeah, it was just a bad for me. It turned, yeah. So, but I have like a bag down here, which with stuff from the that area, and I just left it there because I knew that if I went through it, I would just probably break shit. And so,
So when we get our Coochie Booger shirts made, I'll send you one.
oh, I appreciate that.
Or
Yeah, definitely.
if you come up here, we'll give you one.
Yep. And I'll when I come up, I will be bringing some of mine up there as well. I do the Ventian Bigfoot, with his arms out, and I have a extraterrestrial and a Dogman one, and yeah. So maybe I'll make that monkey shirt where E.T. screwing the monkey gets back.
That would be great.
All right. Thank you, Bryan.
Thank you, Jason, David. Thank you so very much. Everybody in chat, thank you. Go sign up, become a member, give these guys love. They do a great job, and they're good people.
Thank
And
you.
thank you overtly for going over to Bryan and subbing him.
I appreciate
That was
that.
His QR code for his book is in the corner there. So if anybody wants his book, you can just snap a picture or get your camera out, and there you are.
I love the QR code stuff.
Yeah.
See, you should totally, okay, I'm going to let you guys go, but you should do something with like the QR codes where you put it up, and when you go to it, it goes to a web page, and then you have a Bigfoot doing the Coochie Booger, whatever. That would be
Coochie
good.
Booger dance.
Coochie Booger dance. That's it. Coochie Booger dance. I'm gonna let you go before. See, this is what happens. She said BB gun was awesome today. I went a little bit crazy at Tractor Supply, and I bought a portable electronic flamethrower.
Oh no.
and everybody says, kid's mother is like, what do you need that for? I'm like, it's freaking very American. Everybody needs a flamethrower. Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna melt your snow there in Florida, right?
You know what? I was thinking about it. If we were in New York, I would have definitely used that to melt the snow. But we got a ton of different bugs and things, so it just was like, those flies are killing me.
Died on the news.
Yeah,
man,
birds out of his house. I don't know what happened. Coochie Booger came out, grabbed it. Coochie Booger took a flamethrower.
That's what I do at work. Someone asked me, how did that get moved from over here to over there? Oh, you wouldn't even think, man. While y'all walked away, Bigfoot came. He helped me move this over. I mean,
put it down there, and he said, "Yo, this shit looks good here."
I mean,
Jason's gonna go to sleep now. I can leave.
I just got to get up at 5:30.
Oh, Sorry. Bye,
No, I'm
everybody.
fine. You're fine. I'm good.
No, it's just getting crazy, and it's good though. But good.
We used to do a third hour, and it got really crazy.
Our third hour shows way back in the day when we was paranormal or when we was Project Dark Corona.
It's fun. Can't you skip to the point? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the that's
Oh
when
yeah.
we popped out and we started drinking, and that third hour got wild.
We used to do that before this stuff. My buddy's Skywatcher, and he would have us just vocals on and use the Skype and stuff like that. And it went on for hours. And by the time like hour 3 was there, it was just so funny and so much fun. But that's what it should be. If you're gonna spend 3 hours with somebody,
Yes,
you're probably paying top dollar, and you want to have a good time.
Overly says you're young, you could miss some sleep.
Who's she talking to? Me?
Yeah, you.
Young hell.
What do you consider young? Just curious.
Yeah.
I still think I'm young, but I mean, like, I'm not 16. No, my back lets me know that shit a long time ago. But
my back doesn't give me problems until my motorcycle accident, and then my back gives me problems.
I'll be 50.
Vertebrae.
How old?
I'll be 57. August.
In August.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'm a Leo.
Yeah, I'm coming up on another number. I just add them together. So I'm going to be 4 this year because I don't want to give it away. But I'm in a zone near you, whatever. And I was talking to Krista's boyfriend, Doug, that was there at the conference. He goes, he wanted to ask me something. He goes, I said, yeah, what do you want to ask me? He goes, oh, no, man, you're not going to understand. You're too young. I said to him, I'm saying, excuse me? He goes, yeah, man, I'm sick. I'm going to be 60 next week. You're too young. I said, how old do you think I am? He goes, you're probably 48. And I smiled. And I'm like, nope.
Sure.
I'm like, you may want to add 10 years to that number. He goes, no fucking way. And I'm like, yeah, I don't look my age. My dad, to the day he died, looked like he was like 60 or max. And he was like 80 something years old and whatever. You see, I'm 48. Fades even says it. Yes,
48.
48. I could be 6, 7, 6. No.
I think I've kept
70.
my younger look, except for my hair. I when I was 18, I didn't have no hair. I lost my hair.
Oh,
But
hair.
I've got
hair than that man right there.
Yeah.
I had hair down on my freaking ass. It was awesome. I've had it since this, and I went down, and then I met someone, and that was stupid.
Does Mark,
by the way,
does Mark still have that long hair?
Mark still has the long hair. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I seen him in the picture when he was laying on the couch.
Yeah. No, Mark definitely has long hair. He puts it in the back over there.
Okay.
I had it, and Paul's trying to grow it back. Paranormal Paul. I had. Oh, it was so great. And I seen your
other picture too.
Which one? The one with like love is love?
No.
Oh,
the
you
look like Fabio.
Oh, that was great. I used to send that's all Snapchat.
Uh-huh.
And I used to, like, soon as I discovered that when my kids were like younger, I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I used to send my daughter videos like, hi baby girl, this is daddy, stupid shit. And she would get embarrassed by it. And she's like, oh my God. Until she got on the bus and people around her go, hey, did he send another one? So they loved seeing my videos. So now I became like some kind of pseudo celebrity with making stupid jokes with my kids. But that hair, it was great. It was like, I look like Dog the Bounty Hunter. I should be hunting.
Yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yeah.
That's
some of them are great. I got to figure out a way to put it on my computer so that I can put the filters on and we could do a whole show with filters. I think it would be freaking hysterical.
That would be fun. Yeah,
Oh
you
my
put a little
God,
podcast on it, just to-
yeah, like like you have a
Mustache.
mohawk 1 minute. You could, you could literally do a show, do a pre-record, and then have the camera change. Like, well, I'm out of here, and you go off screen, and when you come back on, use different filter. That got crazy because I used to do that for people. I would go like, there's one where it's like a big wig and earrings and lots of lipstick. So I would go, oh my God, darling, I remember when you were younger, like some old weird freaky lady. So I was doing it for like when my brother turned like 60, like, can you make a video for him? And I'm like, yeah. And then I had this guy with he had cheeks that looked like a ball sack. And I swear to God, So I would put that on and I'd be like, hey, how are you? It's Uncle Joey Ballsack. And I would do this whole little routine and I do that video and then I cut them all together and people were just, my brother loved it. It was like I was playing all these different parts. That guy's an idiot, and oh, dude, you have no idea what I was able to do with freaking videos. I'm gonna let you go to sleep. Good night, everybody. Join me next week. And my guests will be Milton Berle and Gene Simmons from Kiss. Not only joking.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
that would be great.
That would be awesome.
All right, David, you want
brothers, take it easy.
You want to take us out, Dave?
Take us out.
Yes. Remember, you connect with us at paranormal411.org. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube for all the latest updates. Join us live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturdays from 8 to 10. Or
It's
like
Wednesday now.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I still have not changed that. Wednesdays.
Okay.
Catch us on Subspace Radio, all major podcast platforms. Do not miss our books, East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore Edition 2, A Comprehensive Guide to Paranormal Investigations, and The Haunted Ledger. All are available on Amazon, or you could go directly through at paranormal411.org. Join us.
Thanks, Bryan. Everybody, sub Bryan Bowden or Bowden.
Thank you.
Go get his book. Talk about ball sacks.
Ball sacks.
All right, guys. Oh man, I gotta go. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows? What secrets the night hides? What strange phenomena might be happening just beyond your perception? Join us as we journey into the world of the paranormal, exploring everything from ghosts and UFOs to cryptids and unexplained occurrences. From haunted houses to all things paranormal, join us in the search for the truth behind the veil. Welcome to Paranormal 411.
Off, didn't he?